Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with another video. This video features Aaron, aka True, and Kendra, aka Sheba. There will also be a guest appearance by Armani, the young lady who took in Aya, Zoka, Ephru, and Malia when Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, first got arrested. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Alright, y'all, let's get into this video.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
That made sense.
Yeah.
Guys, check out this clip of Haru, aka David, ex-Carbonation member. Currently, David is somewhat of a weed connoisseur. He travels to all of the legal marijuana states and he tries out different weed from different dispensaries and he gives his followers on IG like feedback on it. But y'all, be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck up out of that like button, and share. Oh, and subscribe, y'all.
Yeah. So it's much deeper than people think it is. You know, it can come across very surface level, but if you actually talk to me and get an understanding, then you will understand my position and where my position is now and why I still feel as though the door is still open. You know, I care about them.
Did you
I'll be honest.
did you think it was gonna take this long to reach a conclusion?
Absolutely not.
I don't think nobody thought it was gonna take this long, boy. God, dog.
Absolutely not. Because you got to think about it. There's still some things I believe. And I'm sure you do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just still certain things I'm still kind of tapped in with, and still in tune with. So it's kind of like, you know, that's why it's just like even with his case, it's like I don't want to worry about the case no more. I want to be like, okay, whatever, who cares? But it's just like I can't do that. I'm like, where is it at? What's happening?
Man,
Where
you
is it?
can't do that. I thought
Right.
I was gonna be like that. I was like, yeah, I'm straight. I just check. But I was checking that joke every day. Boy,
I
what, they
know.
put something on there? They put something on there? Y'all put something on there yet? I put up there. Well, I'm checking that joke every day. I don't want to miss
Me
nothing. I
too.
don't want to miss
I'm
nothing.
Oh my God, I promise you. And the thing is, I'm still very, you get what I'm saying? Not as much. You get what I'm saying? I think we both can agree on that. Not as much, but am I still? Absolutely. Because I feel like in the same way you feel like, you get what I'm saying? Like this was a part of my life. You get what I'm saying? And I do need to know the conclusion for closure. You get what I'm saying? And it may not be closure for other people, but I do need to know the conclusion. I need to know, you know, what all of this was about. What does this mean? How did it, you get what I'm saying? Where are we now?
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it and it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing, I promise you. And I be a lie, you know, it's some days where I don't think about them or it at all. But when I do, it's just like, damn, you get what I'm saying? Like, gotta run up out of there.
Damn, bitch, shut up. Running your fucking mouth. We don't give a fuck about what you say.
Y'all, Beagle, wow, yo. That's how they be giving it up over there, though.
Run up out of there.
Damn, bitch, shut up. Running your fucking mouth. We don't give a fuck about what you say.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, I was gonna let her talk. No, I don't
Oh,
do the
okay.
tongue wrestling.
Yeah, I don't do the tongue wrestling.
You know me, Aaron. I don't do the tongue
I don't do
wrestling.
no tongue wrestling. That didn't make no sense. Like, that's okay, but you know what I mean? We're gonna let that ride.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not worried about that at all whatsoever. I'm talking because me and Aaron are having a conversation, and he wanted me to talk. Actually, we haven't talked in a long time, and I'm enjoying this conversation. So
Oh
relax.
man, did I miss the conversation?
Kendra,
Hey! Oh my
hi,
goodness.
Kendra.
I had to come up here and say hi.
How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Do you hear the smile in my voice? Like
Yeah, I can
outside.
hear you. And oh, I can hear it. And I
What
had to come here and say hi.
what did you say? You said, you know what?
Um, I know, because I've met you, so I know you. Like, I know your mannerisms and stuff, and so I was picturing you smiling and everything. Like, I know you're smiling.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's John, the
Okay,
that girl.
go ahead,
Baby
John.
John. How
Go
is
ahead.
he?
He's really good.
That's
Yeah.
good. Getting big, huh?
Yeah, really big, really smart.
Oh my goodness. Of course he's
Wait,
smart. Look at his parents.
I know. Wait, I'm not playing hide and seek. I was saying you can play that game real quick. I'm about to go see it. Well, I need to start for dinner. Okay. Yeah, no, I was taking a nap and I
Hmm.
woke up and y'all are talking and I was like, oh no, I missed it. I just know I'm at the end of the
Now I
conversation.
find out Imani's still brainwashed. She still brainwashed. She still think
You
she
ain't the
they
only one.
she believe she ain't the only one. She believe in the that was part of my family type deal, but she don't realize that she was used for housing.
um,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's actually it's actually tough to be like realistic with that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like,
Like,
I mean,
hmm
everybody. I mean, I think that you genuinely, when we met you, like you genuinely wanted to get to know us, and it wasn't just
yes,
about like, for a lot of people, it was about like, oh, I'm trying to see what they doing, like I'm trying to see the
right,
insides and stuff. But for you, it was like you really cared,
yeah,
I think, on the level, and that's tough because there was a lot of genuine people that came through there, a lot of genuine people that wanted to help us.
yeah,
Um, just give their support in any way because they believed in what we were doing
right,
or were manipulated by him, and a lot of people thought he was a genuine person too.
right,
So I think a lot of people like yourself got roped into something. They were being genuine, but as you can see, if it was a
hmm
real, I don't know why I'm echoing like that.
Imani
no, it's
bootleg
me.
microphone trying to talk to people on a dang a floor radio.
I don't know what's wrong.
Dang, up here
I don't
watching a
hear it
video on the
now.
Flow TV.
I don't know what's wrong. I have T-Mobile. T-Mobile is bad. What's the
You
problem?
straight?
I
No, I
I
don't
got
hear it no
T-Mobile.
more.
I got consumer cellular. Talking about I had T-Mobile.
Oh,
Are you
you
straight
can hear
now,
me now.
man?
Is it better now?
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds better now.
Sound like a
I was just gonna say
mosquito.
like
Sound like a mosquito was fighting in your speakers.
it sounded
God,
like
dog.
I'm speaking to y'all from like a whole remote off the
Oh
grid
my gosh, I'm
area.
underwater.
Up here talking to us on the AM radio. Come on,
Radio
man.
Shack phone.
I'll
I'm
tell
weak.
you, bro.
But I was just gonna say like
She got
I
played.
think
Tell her, babe.
because
Tell her she
yeah,
got
you got
played.
played
She
just like
she
a lot of
feel
other
good.
people.
She feel good about being played because they left her
Oh,
with a warm and fuzzy feeling like she was a part of their family.
Hmm.
man, but that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if it was really family, then when you were like, look, this is the end of the rope where I can help you guys or whatever, it wouldn't have been no like, we gonna cut you off and block you. It would have
Right.
been like, thank you so much for doing all that you did, and we're gonna go do this, but
Right.
that's not how it was, and that's just not how it is. Like, I was with them for how long, and like I tried to reach back out months later
Hmm.
and like, hey, I apologize for this, the way I treated you here. I reached back to Zoka and I'm like, hey, I
Hmm.
slapped you ridiculously amount,
Hmm.
some times that you did not deserve that, and
Yes.
like I apologize. And it was like I got back a bunch,
Yes.
like a whole cuss out message. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
how for years can you smile, in somebody's face and all of
Mhm.
that. And oh my gosh, you're my sister. I love you forever and all this stuff.
Honestly, y'all, I think that Zoka, aka Jayon Marie Hamilton Townsend, cursed Kendra, aka Sheba, out because Zoka doesn't view her as one of them anymore. She's still under the mind control, so she views Kendra, aka Sheba, as an outsider.
Oh my gosh, you're my sister. I love you forever and all this stuff. And then when the moment they decide, you know what, I'm about to do something else with my life,
Mhm.
it's like, B, you disloyal and that. But it's like,
Mhm.
but couldn't that be the same said about you?
Right.
Like you're also not loyal because just because I've decided to go do something else with my life now,
Right.
you're cursing me out and cutting me off, and blocking
Right.
me. So
Right.
it could be the same as said, but they don't look at it like that, of course, because it's a lot deeper than that for them. It's like, hey, you got to be on this dude's side for them to be on your side.
Exactly.
They don't realize people trying to help.
Yes. 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 And really care about them, like you said. And I think that was important for you to let me know that you all have been together for 5 and 6 plus years, and if it's that easy, for you to get a cut off, or Aaron to get cut off, or whoever that are deciding to remove away, like that's very telling, and I understand that we're not family. I do understand that I was used for that specific time. It's just like that genuine part of yourself that doesn't want to believe that, you know?
It was devastating for me to come to
Oh,
that
absolutely.
conclusion at the
Yeah.
beginning because I was just like, I I've identified with these people as being people I was going to be with forever, you know.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
devastating, and then to just know the true colors of the whole thing in its entirety. It's like, this is actual cult, and
Mhm.
this isn't something I thought it was at all. I
That's
mean, look at with Aaron, like they could have easily been like, wow, they could have even, still thought of him as true or whatever, but been like, yo, true, thanks for giving us all that money and all that, all
yes.
your checks.
Yes.
Like
Nah,
now we're
nah,
gonna figure out what to do. But it was
three,
like, oh,
nah,
you're
three God. That
disloyal.
was three
How
God
many
shit.
checks?
That
How
was
many
three
checks
God
were?
checks. It was
Right.
three checks.
But but come on. You got
Right.
it's like everybody that treats them in a genuine, nice way. And even when I was there, I'm not even gonna just say them. Even when I was
Mhm.
there, anybody that treated us in a genuine, nice way, if the moment they didn't do exactly what we wanted them to do,
Mhm.
we we went ahead and stabbed them in the back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a figurative way, we went ahead and did that too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they hurt us, we're gonna hurt them, and it's like,
Yeah.
how is that righteous? How is that angelic? How?
Mhm. Mhm.
So as you see, they burn bridges left and right.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that he was trying to use to keep me due to my independence. He's like, you're just like me, Imani. We are so the same, because remember, mind you, we him and we kind of have the same chart, right? So that's what he would use with the women, like, oh well, you're gonna love Imani, she's basically me in a female form. And then he would come at me and he'd be like, oh Imani, you're just like me, we burn bridges, but don't burn this bridge. This isn't the bridge that you want to burn. And I'm just sitting over here like,
Imani, she said that to every female. Like literally. He says that, I'm pretty sure, like I've heard him say that to like 95% of the females that he talks to. You're the female version of me. I've seen your chart.
right, right.
That nigga don't got Sagittarius nowhere in his chart. What is he talking about? What? But he say that about every. I'm like, okay, like everybody can't be the female you. But I
Right.
guess that's his form of a
Yeah,
compliment
they
because he
can.
just is
It
obsessed
is.
with himself. So it's
Yep.
like, oh, you're just like me. Like, oh, is
Yep.
that supposed to be a compliment?
Exactly. It's like now you're automatically in. He's like, hey,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
go like her. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, well, do y'all like me or do we just like me because I'm like, Poppy, what is this? You know what I mean?
No, we
Like,
like you because they like you because he likes you for the
yep.
moment.
In the moment.
I'll tell
And
you.
you're absolutely correct. Because as soon as he didn't like me no more, I was done.
Girl, they probably was talking mess about you behind your back. That's what we would do, I'm telling you.
Girl,
That's why I
they
said
were.
ain't nothing heavenly or angelic about what we was doing. Cause we, same people that was helping us, same people we was in the room talking about. Just like you overheard, what's her
Mm
name, talking about you. That's how it is.
hmm. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. And
Yeah,
it
there
would
was
be
a.
so. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that that's from what I seen. It's called triangulation. Like he would have the women against the men. He would have the women against each other. He would have the
Mm hmm.
guys against the guys. But it was only designed to make sure the only relationship that mattered is between you and him. And so it was
Yep.
clear that you didn't have any family, you didn't have any friends, because at any moment these people would be raising their hands saying, I'm ready for you to go home.
Right. Right. And that and mind you, that that also that also had me on edge. You know what I mean? Like it it didn't make it to where I was able to like move freely in a sense. You know, like I just always felt kind of like like I said off edge, and I'm still coming to the realization that it wasn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? Like I'm still processing that.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True, many of you know him as True. He is an ex Carbonation member and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's foreign because we've all been in relationships, in one form or another where, oh, it's echoing again. I don't know what's up with your phone.
I'm a drop.
Okay. I think we've all found ourselves in a relationship with somebody in some shape or form, and that person turned out to not be who we thought they were. I don't think that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask her how long they had like been talking or whatever. Um, did
She'll
you
probably get
ask
back
her
to you.
those type of questions?
Did I? I don't think I asked her.
Were you like interviewing her? Because I know you be
Uh
interviewing
uh
people.
uh uh.
Oh,
She just been going. We just been even the
oh, I'm
chat
gonna
been
have to
going
like. I
off
know
about the
somebody
question.
recorded it, so I'm gonna have to go watch it because I'm interested in what you guys talked about.
Oh yeah, she no, she just was going on her own experience. Saying I'm making my humorous assertions in the process, but
Oh, I know you.
nah, she
Oh
was
wow.
she was I don't think she was saying anything that was outside of the scope of what she discussed with that first lady's interview.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I wasn't expecting any like, shock factors or anything. I just wanted to talk to her about um how it all began because I remember meeting her, but I don't know how long she was following, watching, talking to him personally. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many people that had like these individual relationships with him, and so they got manipulated into thinking it was a genuine thing. But I was just curious of how long before we actually met her that she was like involved.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I bet you any amount of money that Lee Hill Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, knew that girl, Armani, for a long time and was grooming her. Probably even grooming her to try to get her to join his cult.
We met her that she was like involved.
She said she
Oh
told
yes, Medea, I know you got it. I know you got it. You
she
be in her recording. You be in everybody's name recording. You be having it. I'm looking for it. I know
you
you
can
got it.
come back up, Iman, if you want to. I think you might have to mute yourself when she go though, babe, to keep it from echo.
Oh, she might have to mute herself, or I might have to mute
Somebody
myself.
might have to mute themselves.
That's why I was like, you know, I'm gonna mute. But I realized even when I left, I still heard it. But did that just start when I got up here, or was that always happening?
Oh, it
Like
didn't
when I
happen
dropped down, I still
when
heard
I
it.
was. It was doing it for me. So
Okay.
I think she's the source of the echo because it's not happening now.
See, she said she talked to him for 3, 4 years. That's a long
It's a long
time.
time. Then,
Wow.
not to mention, she's filling in that space with what she wants to believe about the group.
But you know what it reminds me of? And I was talking to somebody about this today. Like, like how people catfish or how people, it's not really a catfish situation, but how people will, will like seduce people as romantic partners only to then like scam them or get
Yeah.
something out of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
what it reminds me of when I be hearing all these different women that were talking to him, and they might have been like, "Oh, it was just a friendship," or like, I'm not saying like that they had these deep feelings for him or anything, but he would put attention on these people, and then it would make you feel important, just like with me, like, oh, it's so important to be validated and recognized or whatever, but then you don't realize this person's trying to like suck something out of you.
Yeah.
And then you thinking they're being genuine because they're saying really nice things. But then it's like they're like, so we need your checkbook. I mean, not your well, I said your checkbook, that's old school, but like we need your credit card. No, we need we need you
Right.
to
We need your social
to
security
put a
number.
down payment on something.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
your social
like
security number
wait,
because we're going to use
wait.
your straw man. We just need to use your
Yeah,
straw man. Don't worry about it.
groom them. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's just very interesting. Somebody said, oh, somebody had a question. I seen that we still do you has y'all diet changed at all? Do you guys still avoid dairy? I guess that's just a general question, but I didn't know
No,
if I
we
should
ain't
answer.
scared to eat nothing. We still mindful with what we eat. But it's not like, oh my God, if you eat this, then it's going to turn your brain into Play Doh.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot about things like dairy, like it's not dairy that's bad. Well, I just know that a lot of people are consuming dairy or animal milk, and it's not like, doing them harm. There is nourishment in certain things. It just depends on how you get it, and where it's being sourced and all that, or just like what your body needs, really. I just listen to my body.
The, at this point now, the internet has made it enough information available for everybody to be right.
Yeah, it's
Look
like
at
people
it.
remember well, in
Yeah.
the code, we used to be like, yeah, no, you shouldn't be drinking cow's milk because you're not a baby cow. Cow's milk is for baby cows. But it's just like, that's not a good, like, I feel like that's just a way to like make people, make you emotionally not do something, make you not do something because it triggers you emotionally. But that's not like a fact, and
That
like you said,
does
there's
make
just so
sense though, don't
much
it?
to the
Just off
truth.
the strength of it. If that's what you
It
needed
makes
to
sense,
hear,
yeah.
if that's what you
Yeah,
needed to hear, that would be good enough of a reason for you to be like,
right,
"Oh yeah.
right.
Oh wow, that makes sense with what I want to believe."
Yeah. But I also found out some, you know, weird things about certain plant milks because some things have certain preservatives and other added ingredients. So it's just, I don't know. I try not to obsess over little things, but I listen to what my body feels like. But yeah, what are you doing? What are you up to? Are you about to go to sleep?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Um, it's still fairly early. It's only about to cross over to 9 o'clock.
Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm like disoriented.
Trying to figure out what's going on in the world.
But yeah, because when I got on here, I was like, wait, I missed 3 hours? I was like, oh my gosh.
3 whole hours.
I must have been tired because I was doing something and I ended up falling asleep while I was doing it. I was doing my introduction for my course or whatever, and I was like, I just woke up and I'm like, dang, I fell asleep.
Right. You must be
So
tired then if it were
yeah,
one of them.
yep, yep. I'm glad I took a nap though.
I should have took one. But it's all good.
422. I think I said that, but it was.
What? I'm not.
I'm trying to think if I should tell the whole story.
What?
So the question that they're asking,
I'm trying to figure out what they exactly asking.
they're talking about when I left, like when I left Atlanta.
Somebody else asked me that question, and I went into a couple of things
Yeah,
centered around it.
basically what happened was, um, at the time we thought he was gonna. It was so at the time it was like a what was it like a Friday or a Thursday. He thought he was gonna be released on the Monday, the Monday after that, and he he was going off of what somebody was saying, that was supposed to be an authority in the jail or something. So he thought he was gonna get out and be on house arrest.
Y'all, why would Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, really think he was getting out of jail on house arrest? Did he not see his charges? He has the R word, 3 charges of revenge P, and false imprisonment, and he thought he was gonna get out on house arrest? He crazy.
Get out and be on house arrest. So he said to me, like, if I get out and I'm on house arrest, they're not gonna allow me to be around kids. So you should just go. I think you should go, like, take Ja and leave. And I'm on the phone, like I got the phone in my hand, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Absolutely. But I think I just really just wanted to get out of that house. And then originally I contacted Mama Cookie, and she was like, no, you can't stay here. Like, no. And I was low key happy that she denied me because I had no choice but to call my mother.
Had to go all the way.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, Queen.
I had to call my mother. To call my mother. And I as soon as I told my mom, like, yeah, I want to come, stay with you, she was like, okay. And she was like, and don't worry, I'm not gonna, force you to try to believe anything or anything like that. Like, just come on back. And yeah. And oh my gosh, everybody was so mean to me that day. Well, not mean to me, but like they're like, I remember the lawyer. He was like, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta drop you off, we gotta drop you off. I was like, can Josh say bye to his dad?
Everything had to be flawless.
Yeah, like, no, you need to leave right now. I was like, but John wants to say bye to his dad.
Nobody want to worry about that.
Not caring about that. And literally, I remember I didn't have no money, no phone. I
Oh yeah, they
freaking
had the
left
phone.
my IDs and everything on the accident, and they gave me a pair of jeans, and that was it. And I put them jeans in my backpack because I had already had a pair of jeans and a blanket. And then Mama I like Mom, I call her Mama I. And then I gave me a bag of pistachios.
She wanted to make sure your trip was nutrient dense.
And they forced me to go and then they you know get in the car and go. That and they got me an Uber. Oh, thanks whoever got me an Uber. A couple times Calvert asked me if I wanted my food stamps card, so that was really nice. And I had said no, keep it. You guys can keep it, use it. And then I was like, I'll never forget. Before I got my Uber, I was Loyal was recording me, and I'm calling him Loyal just for the sake of it, you know. But rest in peace, Loyal or Amar, because this is just a story. Um, Dang, he was like recording me because you got to record everybody who leaves. And I was like, I looked at the camera and I was like, oh, I'll be back.
Right.
Oh, I thought I was so sure. I thought I was so sure. But as soon as I got in that Uber and I was driving off, I was like, I'm really not gonna be there anymore. You know, the first time in 4.5 years, well, four at that time it was like around 4 years that I was separating from everyone. So that was like a major life change. Yeah, that's what happened that day. So that was me. Oh, and then when I got to the airport, I didn't have no ticket or nothing. So I was walking around the airport, just walking around the airport trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get out of Atlanta with my child.
Just at the airport. That's it.
Man, and then that's when I realized I had left my passport and job's passport. I was like, oh, it was a mess. It was a whole story in itself.
What's up, one love?
But
I'm just glad we got y'all up out of there when
I
we
know
did.
you was like, bye.
I'm telling you.
Man. And after I left, it was like everybody just started leaving. They actually that same day I left, Efru left.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, it was the same day because she called me when I landed in Seattle. She called me, or no, she had messaged me and she was like, he kicked me out, I hiked out. So I called her and I'm like, what happened? She's like, yeah.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but why didn't Efru, aka Caleb Buckner Goodwin, contact her family when Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka 3 got kicked her out?
He kicked me out, I hiked out. So I called her and I'm like, what happened? She's like, yeah, he kicked me out because I put the rose petals on the steps.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, what? She was like, yeah, but I'm just gonna try to like sleep at the airport and see if you'll let me back. I'm like, oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. My mother bought me and Josh a ticket to be out of there. She wanted us out of there immediately. So she just bought us a ticket. That was crazy. I think like that in itself too made me feel like, damn, like she really cares about me because these folks just dropped me off at the airport with my 2-year old.
Didn't
I had
care
nothing. I ain't had
nothing.
no money, no phone, nothing. I had to talk to my mom on my iPad via Wi-Fi, like in Messenger. Like it was really bad.
Here come Amani
Wait,
with this
is it
janky
all
phone, bruh.
is it already echoing?
Yeah,
Oh my god. I don't know what the problem. Maybe I should take my case off. Let me see.
maybe so.
Do you remember, babe, like when, ooh, somebody just blessed you.
Sun Kiss Ma coming through with the with the candy roses.
I came on my real page. I just took off my case. How does it sound now?
You sound
You
better.
still sound the same.
Not
Oh,
the freaking, not the goddamn green heart next to the.
I never
She's
I know
still
changed
you
my
in
need
it,
to
bruh.
change
name.
She's
that.
still in it.
She probably got "I love myself" somewhere
I'm
on that
telling
page.
you, she be screaming at her kids, CELLF,
Right.
head Negro. It's
Oh yeah, I never changed my
CELLF.
name. I never changed my name.
Dang, Amadi is not letting. She is not letting them go, babe. She can't do it.
I'm trying.
She the one who sent them $50 to the
You
GoFundMe.
can, here's a little like words of it. That's hilarious. Here's a little words of encouragement. You can still love nature and not support what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I
Absolutely.
think that's a lot of people. They just love nature and they love,
She got she
the
got
natural
pictures.
life. But
She got pictures of Aya and Efru up on her wall now.
Oh my god. No, I do not.
when they were staying there though, did you guys have a lot of bonding time?
We actually
Like where you did stuff like that, took pictures together and stuff, you know?
I mean, we actually did, I my thing is I never felt comfortable coming out with that stuff because I felt
Yeah.
like you that's so clout chasey, that's so
Yeah.
fanish behavior, you know what I mean, like, oh, look who I'm
Yeah.
with, like I thought that shit was lame, to be honest, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
do I
No, I
have them
get
for
it.
my personal? Absolutely, have I seen them in a while? No, but every now and then, you know how iPhones are, like it'll come up in
Yeah.
memories, you know what I mean, you know um and though I think those are the times that kind of get to me and kind of like provide that confusion for me, because it's like I go back and forth like, nah, this time was real. Then I'll be like, okay, no, it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
real. You know what I mean? Or, it's
Mm-hmm.
like a back and forth for me. And, yeah, me and Aaron, we're joking about it, but it's like realistically, like, damn, this is how like I really feel. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of tough for me. And like I said, I thought it was going to be a situation to where it is with everybody else, which is I can turn it on and turn it off. It's just like, no, they're still on my heart. The situation is still very much prevalent. It's still going. He hasn't been sentenced yet. So it's just like, as in tune as I say, as much as I want to say I'm not as in tune, I have to be honest and I have to say I kind of am, because I kind of battle with those feelings.
I don't think you're the only one that cares about them. And, still to this day, like you had a relationship with them when he wasn't even there. I mean, he might have been talking to them every day, but
Right.
he wasn't around physically. And those women are great. They are. They're
They
great.
are.
They're
They are.
funny, silly, and
Yep.
sweet people.
Yep.
Everybody that we met would be like, "Y'all are so nice. Like, y'all are the sweetest people."
Very sweet.
You know. So I mean,
Very.
I still care about them too. That's never gonna go away.
Mm.
If he didn't
Mm.
like me,
Yeah, I mean, so how was it? I mean, like, how has it been for you? I would say, like, of course, I've watched your interviews and, have kept up with how, you're doing and how you're feeling. I want to know, like, what steps did you use to kind of like not have that feeling that I feel like I guess I still have?
No, I don't think that I don't have it. I think that I still have the feeling of like looking back upon memories and like, wow,
Hmm.
like that was a really good time. Um, but I think what leaves the bad taste in my mouth is the horrible things that I've witnessed and experienced.
Right.
A lot of people didn't see those things or experience those things unless you were really there for certain events.
Correct.
And a lot of people seen stuff online too, but some of those things can't even compare to the things you that I've seen. So it's like
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like it really makes me disgusted with the whole situation.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I cannot wait until the trial is over and these ex carbonation members can really give great detail on what they experienced. I think it's gonna shock everybody.
Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like it really makes me disgusted with the whole situation. But at the same time, I'm
Mm,
looking like, when are they gonna leave? Because I really want them to go live their life. But at the same time, I know that they
me
have
too.
to figure it out for themselves. And I think a major part of me wants to see, like I want to be like,
Hold on, real quick.
like
Hey, Marta,
real.
can you mute,
Okay.
please?
Okay.
Yeah, I got the echo.
That sounds stressful.
That don't sound
No,
That sounds
crazy.
stressful.
it's just because it only gives me one or two options. Kendra,
Oh,
how are
go to the
you?
three lines.
Three
At the
lines.
bottom,
The three
down.
lines at the bottom.
Yay! Okay, here I go.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no. Um,
Now we can, yeah.
Now we're good. Yeah, that sounds so much better. I can just say what I'm saying. You know it. Um, oh, I was gonna say that like honestly, like I want to be in the courtroom, like I'm picturing it as like a TV show, movie, or something. That's like I'm in the courtroom and I hear the verdict. Like I want to be that involved because it's like it's major for me what the outcome of this is because of the things that I've seen him do, even more than the actual, case. I feel like that's just one thing. That's just a couple things that he's alleged of doing. But it's like, I mean, he's accused of doing and that he's gonna be tried for. But like all of that stuff, like I want to see him pay for it. I do. And Um, it's a battle because some days I'm just like, I don't even want to think about that stuff. But yeah, I can't dismiss 4 years of my experience. Like it doesn't matter. It didn't affect me. And I definitely can't ignore um, how personal it was for me. And it still is for me. I've met these women and I've spent a lot of time around them. I've done things for them, like when Zoka was pregnant. I was cooking her breakfast and stuff. Like, it's like these people mean something to me. And even people who have left, and I love these people. A lot of these people, I care about them. It's unfortunate that we went through all of that, but I think it's a part of me is happy that I got to meet these people. Um, I wish it was under different circumstances, but yeah, and I don't think that anybody is supposed to cope with it the same way or deal with it the same way. Imani, like you were saying, like you can't just shut it off or turn it on and off. I don't know if anybody can do that, and if they are, then they can do that, but that's not the way that maybe you process or the way I process or whatever. And what I've come to understand is like nobody, and I'm not even like looking at the comments as I'm saying this because of this reason. Nobody can tell me how I should process the situation, because it's like my experience and it affected me directly. So people can have their opinions about what I should be doing. If, oh, you shouldn't even be talking about it. Why are you doing it? Why? And some days I might not want to talk about it, but when I do, I do. And, like, that's my business. That's my story. But, yeah, I don't think anybody processes it the same way. Some people might just want to, like, get away from it altogether. And I don't think that that's wrong. And some people might want to talk about it every day. And I don't think that's wrong. So, yeah, some people might want to keep all the memories and the pictures and everything. Like, I don't feel like they're wrong for doing that. I feel like that was a huge part of a lot of people's life. You said you was talking to this person for 3, 4 years, like that they become a part of your life at that point. So um, the outcome of the trial affects you. Like you would. It's kind of hard to be like, no, it don't matter to me when you've known this person for 3, 4 years. Like that matters. You've, been around those women. It matters. It matters to you. You've
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
probably had moments with them that nobody else, nobody will know about. You know, so that's what I think.
It don't mean you can't talk for the rest of eternity.
Everybody's like, oh,
That's that's not why kids is talking because of the interference. You can come back up and talk. Now, mine acted like she banned,
No,
bruh.
I was coming back off. I just wanted to definitely make sure that she finished. But that gratitude, that means a lot to me that you would even say that, because from the outside looking in from other people, I definitely like, and you know what, it's so crazy, the trolls attack the genuine ones and the ones who is actually trying to do right too. you know, do you know how many messages I received, actually when it actually, like, after it came out, that were kind of like, "Oh, well, you were dumb for doing that in the first place. Oh, well, you're a part of the code no matter how much you say you're not." Like, I got so much, negative feedback, but then it was like the positive feedback that I got that was like, man, you really did try your best, or you really did, actually really love them and care about them. Like, I kind of go back and forth, with that as well. Like, I think some of, the ex members may think that, oh, well, you all were just attacked during certain times. No, the ones who wanted to help you all and who actually really cared about you all and wasn't a troll, we were attacked as well. So it's like, I didn't also have to deal from, and that's why I told Aaron in the beginning of this conversation, it literally was like a bad breakup. Like, it was like a bad breakup. And the thing that kind of pissed me off about having that feeling was, it was like, when's the last time I've had a breakup? And it's like, what, 5 years ago? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it was just like, damn, like, this is really taking a toll on me emotionally. And I'm gonna be honest, like, it was a couple of times where I cried to have to get through it. And it was more so a cry of feeling like defeated and also feeling worried. It's like, damn, okay, now they are homeless, or damn, okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how they're feeling. I don't know what they doing. I don't even know where they at. Like and that's difficult within itself, because it's like, damn, once you have a, you lay your hands on somebody, or you have an eye on them, and you're very protective. It's just like, once that's out of your way, it's like, oh my gosh, it's almost like a child. You get what I'm saying? It was like damn near like they were, and I would never offend them on a way as if they're not grown women, but I will say it was kind of a sense like they were my children, because I haven't found myself care, you get what I'm saying, for an individual or a group of people that much outside of my children. And no, it doesn't equate. Absolutely. It has nothing to do with one or the other, but I'm saying, like, just that emotion within itself, like it's tough to process. And I think, again, it's tough to process because a part of you want to be like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? They did me wrong. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the, the tough part of me. But the genuine side and the Sagittarius and the heart-filled side is like, no, it's not. Fuck them. They need your help. They need you. Okay, they use you, but they were supposed to use you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's a
Mhm.
balance. It's a balance.
So what dang, I had a question for you when you were saying that. When you were saying, oh, you were saying that dang, what was my question? Oh, I wanted to know, like, how did how did you feel? Like, what made you take them in? Like, because I just remember when we first met you, you just kind of seemed like, I didn't know a lot about you, but you kind of seemed like you just were ready to have a good time with us. Kind of just wanted to go out on the town. You know what I mean? Like, just like have a good time, like make some memories together. But I didn't know that you were gonna like end up being somebody that looked out for them, providing your home, open up your home up. Like, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
think
be
that.
honest. I can answer that very, very well. I'm gonna be honest. What you fail to realize, Kendra, is when I met you, when I met you all the first time I was like, how do I get them out? Like, that moment, remember when I started crying? I don't know if you remember that. I started crying, and it was being seen as, oh, she's crying because, she's just, she's, she's evaporated by Eligio's presence. And, she's crying because she's in front of the Messiah. When whole time I started crying because the sorrow, the hurt, the pain, and what it is that I could see in you all's eyes when I finally like got in touch with y'all, it was so heavy for me. Like, it was heavy, and I felt it energetically. Like, I felt it, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, how do I get close to them to free the women? And I promise you, I was in a plan. I was master of disguise in that moment. Because remember, from there on, then we went right to, okay, Imani, come back to the house. Then it was like, okay, Imani, come back over for dinner. Then it was like, okay, Imani, like it kept going. We damn near spent a weekend together, almost like damn near
Yeah,
almost a
that's why I'm
week.
like, how did this, like, honestly, I didn't get those vibes of you as trying to, like, show,
Because I
be
couldn't
like,
tell on
hey, come over
myself.
here. Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell on myself because I knew for a fact that him and our relationship was different than how I viewed you and the rest of the women, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Mm-mm.
we kind of had a relationship on some brother sister type. All right, you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk my shit, you gonna talk your shit too. But you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We
Okay.
good, like we had that kind of relationship, but he did not understand that I what I was seeing online when it came to you and when it came to you and the rest of the women, it wasn't something that I was comfortable with. It was actually something that was kind of hurting me because I felt like, okay, how could I have this much care, love, and I don't know, expectation from you? You get what I'm saying? But still care about these women because I'm a woman and I've went through certain things and I've been in an abusive relationship too. Like, how do I do that? How do I balance that? You know? And so when I honestly know my ulterior motive was not, let me get around them so that I can have some clout or we can hang out, we can do this. It was an ulterior motive of, let me see how I can help.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest with you, during that time, the universe did not provide that answer, right? It kind of just seemed like, oh, let's have a good time. I was not provided with the answer on how I could help, right? But later on, the fact that I kept it was in my heart, it was in my spirit, it was, you get what I'm saying, in my chest. I feel like that's the only reason why it was brought back to me, in a sense of, this is where we're now going to stay, because that was already my mission, that was already on my heart. And I feel like
Mm.
the universe was like, all right, in this moment, you get what I'm saying, like I do have feel like, yeah, people can say it has a lot to do with him as to why they were there, but I really do feel like it had a lot to do with divine timing in the universe, because it was aware what it was I was trying to do, it just wasn't aware to you all. So
I see what you're saying.
when the opportunity came, I snatched it. Because mind you, him and I was talking when he first got locked up. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's happening? Because mind you, he ended up, remember, it was almost kind of around the same time. Like, I was with you all. I had came by the house. I stayed there for a couple of days. We hung out. We did our thing. We went and had fun at the clubs and stuff like that. And mind you, it was probably, I would have to say, a couple of months later is when he got arrested, after I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
just saw y'all. It was very close, remember? Yeah.
yeah.
So with that being said, for me, I was still kind of on the fence. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's happening? What do you mean Nate Siri called? And you get what I'm saying? Like, it was, for me, I didn't
Um,
understand. I wasn't in a space of being aware, right? And then
so
mind you,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I have to bring this up because I don't think I brought this up before. Or I may have, I don't know. But that time when I was in New Orleans, and it was the video of the time when Malia ran out the house. And you remember when she was yelling in the street and y'all
Yeah.
had to go get her and everything like that? You could literally ask my little sister, because you met my little sister as well. I literally was probably, I say maybe about 20 to 30 minutes away from coming to Atlanta, picking Malia up, and bringing her
Wow.
back to New Orleans. And the thing is, what stopped me was something was telling me, like, you're about to make that 7-hour trip, and by the time you get there, she's
Yeah,
going to
she
be
gonna be
back.
home. Yeah.
She's going to be
Dang.
back. And guess what? I pondered on it. I struggled with it, and little do you know, the next following day, I saw the video of her coming back into the house, getting on her knees. And I was like, nope, this isn't the time. So you got to understand, there was actually so many times throughout that time that I was supposed to and I was going to interject. But
Yeah.
mind you, I had to play my cards right, because I knew the moment he deemed me as a demon and as a man and
Yeah, it
as an
wasn't gonna
enemy,
happen.
it's over with. It's done.
But I also can see how you still cared about him because what it
Oh,
sounds like
absolutely.
you intuitively you thought like, okay, these people need my help with specifically the women because like you said, your prior experience, you probably seen some red flags. I don't know. Did you know like some bad like abuse was going on and mistreatment was going on, or did you just like kind of have the
No,
feelings
towards the
because
end, but let me say this. By the time they came to my house, I was aware of everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But before that, you was like probably still on the fence
No, I, I,
on.
I think I was very, very, very much so aware. But what I was
Mm,
doing was trying not to salvage the relationship between him and I before I was able to do what it is that
yeah,
I wanted to do. Yes. Yes.
yeah, I'm that makes sense. That's that. You know what a lot of people may not realize, but something that I've realized since like just doing research on cults and kind of like I'm also reading a book right now called Freedom of Mind, and it's about it's by Dr. Steve Hassan, who's a cult expert, and he talks about how to help your friends and family when they're in cults and stuff. And like what you did, it may not you may not see it this way, but it's like just by you offering them kindness and kind of being there to remind them of their humanity, that does wonders for a person. That's what changed my life really when I came home and everybody was just responding to me with genuine care. And they didn't try to like tell me like, hey, he's abusive, he's crazy, you stop messing with him, don't do it. They were just kind of like, oh, that's what you believe? Okay. Well, we love you anyways, and do you want something to eat? Do you want something? Do you need anything? We're here for you, and that, and it goes back to like what you were saying about like the so-called trolls, right? Like, yes,
Yeah, I think for me, that actually the fact that you're even saying that in the place of them, you get what I'm saying? Like, mind you, this isn't them saying this to me. This is you saying this to me. I need you to understand that that actually still means a lot. Like that means a lot to me because like I said, yeah, I could say the women are suffering in silence right now, and they are. But I will say I don't want to say suffering because I feel like if I say I was suffering in silence, I feel like that would be being dramatic. I wasn't suffering, you get what I'm saying? But mind you, I was going through the motions. Like the motions of just feeling sad, feeling sad, feeling worried, and also beating myself up about still caring, like and the thing for me is it's weird because it's just like when it comes to like I said, like a guy or something else, it's kind of like I'm usually the one where everybody's like, can you get it together? Like, why you so why you so quick to just cut somebody off, or why you so quick to just never talk to somebody ever again? And that what people have to understand is that was something that I mastered through trauma. Going through traumatic experiences, and abusive experiences had forced me to cut certain things and cut certain people off. So for me, that was the easiest thing to do. Cut you off. You get what I'm saying? Because I mastered it. But it's like, damn, I was really pushed to the limit and actually like really put on board. Like, yeah, is you really what you say you about when it came to them? Because it was just like, damn, like, why can't I get over these people? This isn't a man. This isn't somebody I have children with. Like, why can't I get over this story? Why am I still typing in Nature Boy on YouTube to see what's going on with his case? Why do I know that he's been denied bond 4 times? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you
oh
know?
my goodness. No, don't beat yourself up about that because, like I said, it is a major part of your life. You met these people. You know what I mean? Like you spent time with it, so it's different. It's a different dynamic for you. And just like I was about to say, like a lot of people will won't realize how much damage they do. A lot of people might think, "Oh, you was enabling them, and you were a reason why they didn't get out, and try to make you feel guilty for helping them. But, and don't get me wrong, I might have said it too, like, oh man, she shouldn't have put them up. She should have let them figure it out because maybe they would have went. But the thing is that, somebody would have had to take them in, even if it was their actual family members. And, at the end of the day, that person that takes them in has to, in order for them to realize that they, were victimized, or they were manipulated, or there was, mind control involved, they will need someone to just be kind and be caring so that they can come to those realizations. And, so what you did, even though you weren't allowed to do it for a long period of time, and also because he was still had his phone privileges and was talking to them every day, that does a number two. But what you did, even if they don't want to see it now in this moment, they will remember that act of kindness. They will remember the things that you said or the things that you did, and they will remember how they felt. And you can't, that's the thing, you can't deny that okay, wow, this lady cared about me. She didn't have to put me in their houses. Right now, they're operating in straight delusion, thinking that somebody owed them something. They should have a place to sleep because they're the Christ, But when you're in reality, it's like, wow, these people actually put me up in their home around their children. You know what I mean? That's something that a lot of people just don't do. This person must have cared. And then
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I think it goes without saying. I think y'all already know I wouldn't have done it. I would have told them to go on home to their families.
something that a lot of people just don't do. This person must have cared. And then this person opened up their kitchen, and they opened up their life to me, and they were
At
kind and they were
all.
loving. That's
At all.
different, and they're gonna be like, wow,
Mhm.
that was kind, and it does trigger, the part of you that's not radicalized. Like me, I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, I'm all about, carbonation and da da da, da, and the kingdom of heaven and da da. I'm proclaiming it, but I couldn't deny it. As soon as I turned off that camera, I'm going and I'm in the house with my family, and it's so warm, it's so loving. I'm not being mistreated. I'm not being mishandled. Nobody's putting
Right.
their hands on me. That nobody's telling me what to do and trying to control me. That
Right.
feels really good. And not everybody has people like that around them, but the people that are like that, they're so important, especially for people who are coming out of, recovering from abuse and stuff like that, and mind control cults. Like, you need that support. You're not supposed to just be out here, you know what I mean? There's different ways you could look at it. You could say somebody's enabling them. You could say whoever's letting them stay wherever is enabling them. But at the same time, that person could be, sprinkling in some some things that they will never be able to forget. Like, that person was just nice. They didn't even have to be, you
And
know.
what people fail to realize is if I didn't care, it's not like it was one of them who needed a place to stay. It was four of them. Four. Like I've helped friends out on a every other month basis, or you transition, that's fine. You could come over here, don't worry about it. But four people at one time, I've never done no shit like that before in my life. Never. And to give up, you get what I'm saying, my space and my room, like I had to come outside of myself. You get what I'm saying? Like I had to, oh, y'all don't like company? Okay, I'm sorry, friends, family. Y'all can't really come over here right now. Why? Oh, because I have, some certain things going on, like I was making excuses for them, trying to make it comfortable for them. Like, making it to where they were never seen. Nobody knew where they are. They didn't need to know. You get what I'm saying? All I knew is they was with me and they were okay. And I was content with that. But it's just like, damn, like y'all are gonna have to take a second at this point in time, like not at this point, but at some point in time to realize that, I really stepped outside of myself to do that and to make sure that everybody was comfortable and everybody was okay. And I don't need a thank you. That's not that I already received the thank you from the universe, period. The universe let me know, okay, you did a little bit of what you're supposed to do, now just sit down. I'm content with that, but like I said, I mean, I definitely still deal with the feelings. And like I said, I mean, I know this was recorded, so we could check the comments in the morning. It's going to be a whole bunch of people saying, oh, well, she's stupid, she's this, she's that. I'm not worried about that, because at the end of the day, what needed to be done, not only was it done and executed, but I was the point in the process. I was chosen in order to do that. So I'm thankful. You get what I'm saying? That I was even placed in a position to even help for people. Like, I didn't even have to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be having something else going on to where I'm not able to help nobody. But the fact that I was able to, just provide that for that amount of time. And then it's so fucked up, because it's kind of like, I look at like where they are now, and mind you, they don't put up videos no more like how they was when they were at my house and they were comfortable and they were in the house and they were in their room and they were in the kitchen and they were in their tent and they were in the backyard. Like, you don't see that anymore. And that right there is a telltale sign that they're not comfortable, and I battle with that too, because it's just like, damn, I provided that comfortable space. Now they're just wherever. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what the hell is going on? And I know it's not my.
Y'all, true story. Armani's gonna have to really let go of these women. Not in a sense of like leave them alone, never talk to them, don't help them. No, help them out, if you can, but definitely allow them to make the necessary steps to put their lives together.
They're just wherever. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what the hell is going on? And I know it's not my job to try to figure that out, but is it on my mind? Absolutely. Absolutely, because if things would have went the way that they were supposed to, and there weren't those calls, there wasn't those punishments, that there wasn't, him being in their ear for 8 hours a day, I do honestly believe that they would still be here, because it functioned that way. Even though it may have been uncomfortable for somebody else, it wasn't uncomfortable for me. To me, it felt like family. You get what I'm saying? Because when I've grown up in a big family and in a family home, and with grandkids living with grandparents. Like, I grew up during that kind of generation, so I'm used to a lot of people being in the home anyway, if you understand what I'm saying. It wasn't abnormal for me. But when they left, oh, the silence, you get what I'm saying? I definitely still have my children, you get what I'm saying? And everything but that's regular life for me. But when they left, it was just like, damn, like, the silence was kind of loud, because the silence was a silence of uncertainty, if you understand what I'm saying.
Nah, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, even though they might have got on your nerves or did some crazy stuff, um, you still cared about them. So you was like, dang, where they at? You know, I hope they're safe or stuff like that. You know, I get that. Um,
I I I have a question, and this is
mhm.
this is for you and Aaron. I want to know what Aaron thinks, and I want to know what you think. And I may be kind of crazy for asking this question, but do you think at this point, you get what I'm saying? They haven't been able to talk to him for 2 months over the phone. His privileges are completely gone. And they are wherever they are. Do you think it would be not wise to maybe try to reach out and check on them? Do you think that I should wait until, let's say, after this trial or after he gets sentenced? Or do you think I should just not reach out to them at all and just allow them to come to me at whatever point. I want to know both of you all's views on that.
Well, I ain't no expert when it comes to these things. I think you should do what you're compelled to do. Um, my stance on it is that there's really nothing you can say or do to get them to reach the conclusion that they need to leave. I'm sure they have plenty of reasons why they should leave, but it's up to them to make that decision. But I can't sit up here and be like, this what you should and shouldn't do.
Yeah, I would say like if you're doing it for the reason of like trying to be successful at getting them out, you're gonna end up disappointed because that should like if you want to reach out to them just to know that they're safe and that if they're doing okay, that's one thing. But if you're gonna try to like, use it as a tactic to try to see if you can talk to them some sense into them, it's probably not gonna work because I honestly don't think they're ready for that. Or or that I don't think that I think that when um as somebody like who was a cult member, I think that when people tried to get me out, that made it worse. Like it made me want to cling on to my belief system more. When people would tell me, like, "Oh, you're being abused or bad things are happening," I'm like, "No, no, no! I gotta." It's like it's cognitive dissonance. You want to cling on to what you known and believed to be true, even about your own abuse. So, or your abuser, like you want to cling to what you know to be true. So, anybody that even try to say negative things, to me to try to like, I guess they was trying to help or whatever, it made it worse. Even with me and Aaron, even when I decided, okay, I'm gonna go live on the T and say what I said, that was for me. I didn't help them by doing that. They're not, if anything, unless they were to leave and come out of that, then they would be able to sit and watch that and really reflect on certain events or whatever. But that probably made them cling to it even more. You know what I mean? Me coming out and saying, yeah, I left it, da da da, probably made him cling to it more. That's what I think about it. It's like it could possibly make them feel like they even more got something to um I've said it already, but they got even something more to prove. So they like,
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because it looks like, see, the journey is getting hard. They falling off, y'all. Y'all, why did they? Before I got locked up, they didn't want to go nowhere. So it's all these things spinning around in their head that's keeping them doing
it's a
whatever it
test,
is they're
y'all. It's a
doing.
test.
It's a test, y'all. Listen, y'all, we know why I'm not in jail for real, y'all. This is for y'all. This is a test to see how well y'all gonna apply the knowledge. I'm in here as a test for y'all. Like, all right, bro. All right, my boy.
The universe is having me sit down.
Yeah, yeah. The universe having me sit down for a long time, y'all. It's in my pattern. Don't worry, y'all. When the moon reflect light off Pluto at 17 degrees on the February, um, I'll get not.
The thing is, and I'm just gonna address this real quickly.
You've done a lot. If any, they'll remember that you did, and then if they feel like, dang, I want to leave, but I don't want to go face my family, maybe they'll call you, and then maybe you can give them a peaceful place if you
Okay.
can at that time. But don't feel bad if you can't. Don't feel bad if you can't, because you don't owe them nothing. You
That's
didn't
true.
owe you ain't owe none of us nothing.
That's
So
very true.
don't gotta hang on to it in the way of at the expense of your own peace of mind. Don't do that. Because you, like you said, you got kids, you got family, you got life. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. Comments. I hear what you're. I've read what you said, but even Aaron can let you know. My focus has always been on my children. Nobody has to let me know. To focus on my kids, and y'all got to understand this is something that was secondary. It was not a priority at all whatsoever. My children, my household, and everything that I have to take care of, that's my priority. This is secondary. And again, we're only having this conversation because this was a certain point in my life. This isn't my life. It was a certain point in my life, and we're talking through it. Because at the end of the day, it's stuff that you all were able to see. You didn't go through it. So speaking to people who went through it and who went through it on a different level, different spectrum, especially for me, you have to understand that's comforting. This is comforting to me. This is making me feel better about the confusion that I had, or about the things that I was doubting when it came to this.
Y'all, look who it is. It's Tori, aka Mama Joy. Who remembers Tori, y'all? She's the one that was with Nubian, aka Musa, aka Dalen. She's the one that had a daughter with him, and she named her daughter Nubia. Now, she eventually left the cult in a very dramatic way. She did return once, I think, at Mama Cookie's house, but she moved on eventually, got married, has another kid, doing great.
This is a very helpful conversation, and if it
Oh,
wasn't,
I'm so glad.
mhm.
Sorry, I cut you off. I just wanted to say I'm so glad that's what it is for you.
No, yeah, that's exactly what this is for me. Like, I feel like I'm going to be able to go to sleep tonight and feel, and it's not like I couldn't go to sleep any night, so don't take it too far. Don't be dramatic, but I'm saying, like, I have a different sense of understanding. I have a different sense of peace with the situation. Even laughing with Aaron through the beginning of when we were just talking through the chat, like, that release and laughing through those things actually helped me more than I think any of you all realize, because it was something that was heavy on my chest that you let me tell you something. There are things to where people, they deal with things, but they don't deal with it on a regular basis. Sometimes things hit you at night when you minding your business. You've done with all your responsibilities. You done taking care of your kids. You're done, you get what I'm saying, paying your bills, and it's late at night and you up. And this situation just happens to come on your mind. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to be realistic. Like, no, it's not something I deal with on my day-to-day basis, but I'm being honest and I'm being vulnerable, letting people know that it's something that emotionally, yeah, I have dealt with and I deal with every now and then because of, everything that I explained.
Well, you came to the right place because we have went through similar phases where at least I know for myself I was concerned with the degree that I was still concerned. If that makes sense. Like, it got to a point
Yeah,
where
you was
we
like, we ain't talking about this no
yeah,
more.
we got to the point where I was like, yo, we ain't talking about this at all. Because I'm thinking like, yo, we talking about this all the time, all the time, all the time. And it's like that it's actually counterproductive when people refuse to talk about something. That's when the real issues start coming up. Now, of course, you don't want to be obsessed to the point where you can't have any relationships outside of one thing, but I think that it's been healthy for me to be able to talk about this, and not only talk about it, but talk about it with somebody who I don't have to worry about convincing whether or not they believe what I'm saying actually happened. I know for a fact that Kendra know what I'm talking about firsthand. She's seen it with her own eyes. So I completely understand where you're coming from, Imani. Like, sometimes the response we get on social media can not be an accurate representation of how everybody feels. So I'm glad you decided to bring it to some people who know what it is you're going through firsthand, and people that are willing to uh, not give you this criticizing eye of, oh, you shouldn't have had them in there. They played you for this and they played you for that. But that's not what we're here to bring to the forefront. We're here to bring to the forefront of the things that you always wanted to talk about, or the things you always felt without any type of judgment behind it. What up, Mari?
Yeah, and I just want to say that I appreciate you and Kendra just even, listening, even accepting. Like, Aaron, I could have been talking to you in the chat and mentioned it was Imani, and you could have been like, Imani, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could have went a totally different way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it would have went that way, but I would have accepted it. I would have been like, okay. You know what
Nah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I
But
got you. Yeah,
right. But the thing is, like I really, really appreciate this, and I definitely appreciate, Kendra coming up, just you all listening, because I can't, what people fail to realize is I can't have this conversation with just anybody.
you're right.
Or I can't have this conversation just, because they're not going to understand. You know what I mean? It's going to be hella judgment. They're not going to understand, and they're not going to know what I'm talking about. So it's like refreshing to literally talk to you and Kendra, and you know exactly how I'm feeling. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what it is that you saw and you experienced. It's like, all right, no, I'm not crazy. I was feeling, they was feeling this way too. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's very, very refreshing. And again, I just want to say, thank you to both of you all, and thank you for listening. Cause I mean, man, it like I said, it could have went two totally different ways, and I just appreciate you both, honestly.
I appreciate you coming up here, giving us something else to talk about, giving us something to touch on, because I know that this affected people who were involved directly and those who were on the outside looking in or had more of an indirect engagement, such as yourself.
I'm just like glad that we got to talk. I don't know. I just think I don't know if it would have happened any other any other way, but because I had never planned for this to really happen. Because yeah, I don't know, but it's funny how it just happened today, and it's like I am glad that it happened. That is. I'm glad that you got to speak to us and share your piece, and I'm glad I got to ask you questions and just connect with you. Um, and I hope that we stay in touch because, like you said, a lot of people that weren't involved is kind of sometimes it's hard to talk about certain things and, with people. So, yeah, and I get that. I totally understand that. And so I'm here.
I'm definitely gonna keep in touch, and I would definitely, especially now that you all are back on, Bigo, but just I know that it's not something full time and just regularly, so it's kind of like I definitely will catch you all when I catch you, but I'm definitely gonna keep in touch because like I said, I think this is important. I think this is important for all of us, and
Yeah.
it's definitely healing, and the universe definitely brought us together because Aaron didn't even know that it was me asking him all those questions. I'm like, what do you think about this? What do you think
That
about
is,
that?
I
Do
didn't know
you?
who that was, but you the only person I know named
Hmm.
Imani though.
Yes, and he automatically knew who I was as soon as I said my name. He's like, wait, just Imani.
Imani, Imani, yeah.
But
I just heard your voice. I didn't even know because it was a different name up there. I was like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
I
Imani.
was on my troll page. I didn't know at first. I had to come in disguise.
See,
Look,
Right, you good to go. You good to go with me.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I see it's somebody. Oh, they got down. I was gonna say it's somebody in the box, but I'll definitely, and Kendra, is there anything else like you kind of have a question about that you didn't really have like clarification on?
Not really.
Not really. You was
I
just
just
trying to
did.
figure out how it happened.
I was trying to figure out like where you came from because a lot of people just kind of like popped out. You know what I mean? How long you was following? Because one day he was just like, "We're about to go meet this girl." I'm like, "Okay," and then we just pulled up on you, and I'm like, "Who is this woman?" And so when then I found out that you was like hosting them or whatever, I'm like, it was this woman? Like she came out the blue, but then you had came over to the house, everything. It was like, who are you? So I just wanted to know how it all came about because it's interesting to me, how there's just all these people that were involved in this, like a web, just a web of people, and everybody has a different perspective of, what.
It's definitely a web of people out there, guys, and I am looking for them and finding them on a daily basis. And quite honestly, guys, I don't care who don't like it. I'm reporting on a cult. So I am identifying every single cell, whether it's a dormant cell or an active cell. So I just wanted to say that for all my haters. I ain't even mad at you though, because you know what they say. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So the fact that I do have haters out here in these YouTube streets means I'm popping.
Of people, and everybody has a different perspective of, what their relationship to it was, and I don't know, I just take an interest in that, I guess, because yeah, I guess because I was involved in it. And there's still stuff that I feel like I don't know about it. It makes me interested in asking questions.
It's
Yeah,
almost in a sense of like as you go on, like more and more comes out.
exactly. Yeah,
Like it's just like,
more
damn,
layers.
okay, well, this makes sense,
I'm
or
making it.
that's why that was, absolutely. Yeah, I get it for sure.
No, it's not. I'm making it, babe. Sorry.
But
Yeah.
I I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna drop down. I'm definitely gonna be in the room. I follow both of you all, so I'm definitely gonna be, coming in and checking in, and definitely getting up in the box, just checking in, seeing how, you all are doing, and just understand that I definitely was one of the genuine ones. I definitely very, very much, care about you all, honestly. I was not able to get close to Jax or Juju or Loyal or any of the, others when it came to like that side, but I can say, like, the ladies, even just seeing Aaron every day, Aaron, what people fail to realize is Aaron had a very, very major part. And, when they saw him every day, I saw him every day too. You know what I'm saying? So I started looking at it like, okay, we all in, like if this is family, especially after Aaron
No,
helped me fix my car, I was like, oh yeah, this my new brother.
man, that's another thing.
But
People,
no.
that's another thing I realized. You supposed to be at 100% download, and you don't know what's wrong with this girl car. About to have us going down here spending all this money on an alternator, and it ain't even the alternator, man.
It was the battery.
You don't even you ain't at 100% downloaded. You God supposed to know how to fix cars, bro. You tripping?
Nah, he know how to harness water and everything and build a house. What you
Boy,
talking about?
supposed boy didn't know what he
He
was
can build a
doing.
house. He can harness his own water, harness his own electricity,
All right,
grow his own food.
And
He
that
just
was
didn't do it,
Aaron.
but he can do it.
That was Aaron. Aaron had looked at the car, right? Aaron had looked at the car and he had made a couple of phone calls. He was like, you know what, Imani? It's not the alternator. It's actually the battery.
I'm
He
telling
was
you,
like, we're going to go get a battery.
It didn't when it went the car wasn't moving, how the diagnostics of a bad alternator was reading back to me, and so
But Aaron knew like automatically, like when I got, even when I got on the phone and I told Aaron like, okay, this is what it's doing and this is how it's acting, he was like, oh well, it's like it's probably something wrong with your battery. But then Nature Boy wanted to come around, he's like, it's the alternator, it's this, it's that. And Aaron was just like,
appreciate that
no,
logo.
no. Aaron was like, no, it's not. And even that's what I'm saying. So Kendra, that's what I mean when it's like, certain bonding times. Like Aaron may not have considered us fixing the car together as a bonding time, but I did. You get what I mean? Like I felt like, oh man, like, first of all, Aaron is actually really cool. He's really funny. He's actually really, you know what I mean? Like it just gave me a different perspective. So Aaron, I gotta I have to be honest with you as well, and this is gonna be the last thing before I let y'all go. But when you left, that affected me as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it was kind of like, damn, you get what I'm saying? Like I thought, you get what I'm saying, him and I were cool, but you get what I'm saying, now I'm blocked too, so you get what I'm saying, maybe we wasn't that cool, you know what I mean? Like it just it messed with me in different ways, if you know what I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was certain times, because mind you, I hadn't reached out to Solar during at this point, or Courtney, because once again I didn't want to come across as an op or anything like that. But there were certain times where I really wanted to reach out to you because I felt like I wasn't understanding what was happening. And when you
Oh
had
yeah,
left,
yeah, I can imagine. So I can imagine you wasn't. This don't look like how they had the plan rolled out. This ain't going.
Yeah,
right?
wait, who gonna
Wait,
bring the
wait, who
groceries and the
bringing it?
lotto
Wait, I
tickets?
gotta go broke. Wait, who paying for all of this? Wait, who driving now?
Right,
Wait,
who gonna
wait.
pay me now?
Are you the drive? Are you driving now? Wait,
Right. And that was the
Wait a
thing
minute, y'all owe me some money.
wait a
that
minute.
threw me off. That threw me off because when Efru first got in the car, I'm like, Efru, I'm like, do you know how to drive, love? Like, I don't
Oh,
want I'm like, I don't want you to go around the corner and then you get what I'm saying?
Nah, she know how to drive. She know how to drive.
that's crazy though how codependent we were though, because like I hadn't driven in 4.5 years. I hadn't driven a car in that
and
amount of
that's what
time, even though I was driving before then. I had a license before then. My license had expired.
and that
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True, many of you know him as True. He is an ex Carbonation member and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
I've been there for so long. I hadn't drove in that long.
and that's what I'm saying. They took on like the whole responsibility, like Efru, it was now Efru and Zoka's job to go out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, I
Go.
figured that. I know Tanisha
Oh,
went
they
to
probably
work
was
nowhere.
happy. They probably was so
I know
giddy.
they
Like,
were
we get to
glad.
go
They
to the
were
store.
hyped. They ain't let you
I used to
see it, but
love
they
going
were
to the store. I
glad
could go
to have
outside.
that job. We get to go
Hell
Listen,
yeah.
guess
outside.
and you right, because guess what? They would not let me come for nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they were
They wanted to
definitely.
get some extra snacks. They
I'll
didn't want
tell
nobody
you,
to
they want
know.
to team up. Like, hold on,
That's
real
what I'm
quick.
telling you.
Man, and when I tell you, listen, and then Tanisha, she was like, yeah, don't you leave without the walkie. Don't you leave without the walkie. So you would just hear Tanisha on the walkie while they at the store, like, hey,
Uh huh.
what's going on?
What?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
walkie don't reach that far. What?
Nah, they do.
It do.
Not the walkie reach that far. They call me.
Kendra, I
Oh
promise you
Lord.
it do, because they was talking on it when they would be at the store. It do.
They got Tanisha
You know
need them
what?
at
I'm
max.
mad they in the Sprouts. I'm mad they in the
I'm
Sprouts
telling you,
talking about.
they at Whole Foods function. They hitting the next
Listen,
10.
Y'all, sounds like to me Malia, aka Tanisha Dulay, done turned into Elihiel Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God. She over there running those girls, got them waiting on her hand and foot.
At Whole Foods pharmacy. Brrr. They hitting the next
Listen,
tail church
and
at
she
Whole
would do them
Foods.
checks all day, and it
You
was
know,
Aya's responsibility to stay at home with Tanisha. You get
listen,
what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you got to make
Tanisha's
sure that
job.
she feed her.
Tanisha's job is to make sure nobody's having too much fun.
Exactly, because then she's gonna have to report it.
Exactly.
This is how happy you can be. Don't let me
Right.
catch you up here.
Yeah.
Don't let me
When you
catch
said the
you up
story
here.
about how y'all was watching 60 Days In or whatever, man, I must have busted
Listen,
out because I know exactly what happened. Because that was always somebody was always busting it up like, oh yo, yeah, they in there watching something they ain't supposed to watch. Like,
uh huh.
like
Hey,
trying to
I know y'all ain't laughing in
so and
there.
so. Right.
Y'all laughing in there? Report. What y'all
I
laughing
So and
about?
told
so was in
Aaron.
there
What
talking.
y'all
They was
laughing
having a
about?
secret
What y'all
conversation. I
in there?
mean, I did that on
Why
multiple
y'all in
occasions.
there?
I know I done snitched on a few people.
Why y'all in there so comfortable with Imani like she one of us? Report. So y'all in here eating y'all eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after 9 o'clock? We don't remember 369. We only
Babe, I
eat at
remember.
369. Damn girl, fine. Report, Aya. Let's
Oh
go.
my god.
Let's go, Aya. You in there laughing? Aya, I know you ain't in there with Imani eating no cheese crackers. Y'all in here? I hear you in there laughing. I know you ain't in
Right.
there having bonding time with Imani, is you? Who's your
Then
chiefest? Who's in command? Aya.
then
Report.
listen. Then
Report.
listen. I would get to the point to where I would start acting like sometimes like not all the time, but every now and then I would act like I'm in trouble too. When I would hear the report,
Oh
I would
my
look at Aya,
Who is in
gosh.
I would look
trouble?
at Aya, and I would look at Efru, and I
Yeah,
start running off or I start putting stuff up. You get
yeah.
what I'm
You in trouble.
saying?
Report.
Now I see why he
Report.
said you brainwashed too.
I'm telling you. What y'all in there laughing about, Aya? Report.
Oh my god.
Report, Aya. Why y'all in
Why did
there
it
laughing?
always seem so serious?
Oh
Everything
my
was so
gosh.
serious.
I I told Aaron, I said, you know what? After hearing reports so many times, every time I would hear report, I would get so much anxiety. It'd be like report. I'll be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah. You in trouble too. Yeah.
That is crazy. Everything was so serious. Like,
Hey, Zo-
calm down.
Zoka, what you in there? What y'all in there eating?
I
Man,
promise
I
you.
remember
What
this
y'all in
man
there eating,
called me
Aya?
from jail. And baby, you know what he said? He called me from jail. It was like, what you doing over there? Just eating? I'm like, damn, the nigga can't even make food at their mama house. Like, leave me
Hey, report.
alone. Yes,
Aya.
I'm eating. We gotta survive.
Aya,
What are you talking about?
what that bag in there rumbling, Aya? Come here, Aya, report. Let me see your hands. Come here. Report.
Y'all should only be eating
Aya,
cup
I
of
know
noodles and
this.
honey buns, because
What
that's
this
what
is
I'm
on your
eating.
finger, Aya?
Like,
I know
nigga,
this ain't
what?
no salt and pepper. Aya, report. Let me see no finger, Aya.
That's
Come here.
so funny because they had bought some honey buns and
Oh, yes, girl.
why
Mm,
y'all eating honey buns? And I was making it as a
cause
joke. And they was
Poppy's
like,
eating honey buns.
Poppy's eating honey buns.
So Poppy don't care about it. Also,
Non-GMO,
biology don't
non-GMO
biology.
honey buns.
Oh, these is organic honey buns.
It was
Matter of
on
fact,
dibs, like whatever, like what everybody else eat.
matter of
Stop
fact,
playing.
report. Don't be telling her what we eating.
Right.
Report. Tell her,
Y'all should have your snacks in the
tell her to
closet
mind her business.
Right. Oh my God.
These is
while we in her
non-GMO.
house.
These is non-GMO, organic, certified, grass-fed honey buns. Tell her
Right.
to mind her
Tell,
business.
tell her to mind her business while we in her house,
Tell her
running her
to mind
light
her
bill and her
business.
energy. Cause this ain't none of her
Jasmine.
business.
Right. You cannot. No, 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 no. This area is blocked off as of right now. This is a sacred place. I just used to be like, you know what? Have the sacred place,
Uh-uh.
okay?
Not the
Uh-uh.
sacred place.
You
Not the
can't go.
sacred
She
space
come
with
to
the
you and tell you
shrine.
you can't go in there. So you can't go in there right now. Queens in there.
I
You
wait,
Right.
can't
oh
go in
my
there,
God.
Queen. Well, you gotta wait for Queen Malia to come out.
It was this one specific time, and this was like, I think this was like 2 days before they left, and I told you it started getting real. You could tell like around at like this was like around the time when it was time for them to leave, it you could tell like it started getting real kind of rough, kind of iffy. And I remember that I wanted to have a conversation with Malia, and this has always rubbed me the wrong way. And when I do speak to her, we will have this conversation because I do want to release that. But they was in the room. No, Malia was in the room, and I had knocked on the door because, mind you, the ladies, they was all doing their own different thing. Like, I think Aya was watching something, Efru was outside making videos, and Zoka was doing something else. And I felt like this was a time that I wanted to speak to Malia. You get what I'm saying? Personally. So I had knocked on the door just out of respect, and had told her, like, hey, I need to talk to you. So she ends up coming to the door, and when she comes to the door, instead of like oh yeah, like come in, let's talk real quick, she steps outside of the door and closes it behind her. And she was like, yeah, what's up, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm
Then she
available.
and Oh my God. Just listen. Then she ends up, I said, excuse me? And she was like, what do you want to talk about? Like, we're not going to talk about it in here. And I was like, why we can't talk about it in the room? Like, what do you mean? And
It's
she
a,
was like,
it's
yeah,
a
because,
royal quarters.
right. She like, yeah, because your energy is really
It's a
heavy.
royal
So,
quarters, by the way.
right. So it's right. I'm evil, right? To step up in my room. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I go around the corner because that automatically blew me, right? I go around the corner. She gonna tell Aya. She gonna say, Aya, go see what it is that she want. Cause she says she wants to talk to me. I want to know what she want to talk about.
Aya, will you address this Negro?
Somebody come and get this peasant
Oh
off
my
my
Aya.
doorstep.
Can you get this
She was in there. She
Negro
had one of your kiddie pools in
away
there
from
filled with
my
a bubble bath. She thought she was somebody in
Aya?
that moment. In
Can
that
you
very
get
moment, she
this
thought she was Queen Zamunda.
can you get this Negro away from my quarters, please? God,
And
what does
fetch
she
me
want? Ask her,
and
can you
fetch me
translate
a
this?
tuna sandwich.
Aya,
Get this
can you
out of here.
translate this Negrodom to me, please? She's asking me for something, but I cannot understand her slave
I don't
servant.
speak
I
Babylonian.
don't speak her slave servant
Tongue.
dialect.
And that's exactly how I felt. You know what? I got so heated in that moment. I said, you know what? That was the moment that I was like, all right, I'm heading downtown with my kids, and we staying downtown with my mama while she here for a week. I'll see y'all later. Cause I can't handle this, and this is getting too much for me.
No, you didn't excuse yourself from your own house. Listen,
Yes,
y'all. I'm gonna have to listen, y'all. I'm gonna have to get out my own house
I
because
did.
I don't know what I'm gonna do up here. But y'all can take control of it for now, and then when I
I
Damn,
figure
that's
out
how
what's
you know
did.
going
you got a
on,
good
when I
heart. Because
figure out
anybody
what's
else would have
wrong
been
with our
like,
house,
no, but you could just go ahead and pack your bags and set
Right.
when you
tonight.
Right.
Figure it out.
Poppy,
You
Listen,
was like,
I
no,
when
I'm
you,
gonna
treated
I
go get a
just don't like,
hotel.
I don't like her attitude, Poppy.
right.
Can you just do something about it,
Yeah, just
And
make
that
her leave.
Poppy?
Make
Can
and
you
her
that
make
was
her
leave,
the
leave?
Poppy.
thing.
This isn't
That
her
was
house. This is
that
our
was the
house.
that was the thing that made it so crazy. Was it was like, I left y'all for 4 days so I can mind my business because I have the money and the ability to do so. Okay. And you still found a way to call my phone and to try to make it a motherfucking problem. And I told you that was, he called me on the third day. He was like, yeah, so what's going on? I heard you haven't been at the house for a couple of days. I just want to know what's happening. And I'm like, ain't nothing happening. I'm being a grown up. I don't have to go to my house. Like, what are you talking about?
As a matter
I'm
of
like,
fact,
I'm
it,
How he gonna be calling her from the jail phone, instructing her on how she's supposed to live her life, and she's just helping them out at the moment? Like, how does that work? He got some nerve, y'all.
grown up. I don't have to go to my house. Like, what are you talking about?
as a
I'm
matter of
like, I'm
fact,
trying.
Imani, are you on one knee? As a matter of fact, let me rewind this conversation. You should. Are you on one knee?
Matter of fact, get on your face.
Matter of fact, get on your face,
Repent from your
Imani.
ways.
Because I don't care if I'm in jail and I ain't got no money and I'm relying on other people. You don't talk to me like that. You gonna give me some.
Yeah, do you know who I
Do
am?
you know who
Oh
I am? Do
my
you
God,
know
that's
what
what he
sky?
said.
Do you know what crack in the sky I came through?
I'm telling you, that's what he
Oh, you
said.
must don't know about the three.
He said, you do you know who you talking
I'm
to?
on it.
Do you know who you talking to? Do you know what's about to happen to your life right now? Do you know? I'm like, no, show me. He was
Do
No,
you
like,
understand
because
that it's a blessing in disguise that you'll never see that we're staying with you?
right,
Do
you know
you
you now got a free ticket to heaven
do you
because you held down
understand
the
that
right.
literally all of your sins have been wiped away?
he was like, don't worry, you'll be back. You'll be like the rest of them. I was like, how will I be like the rest of them if I was not like the rest of them? Like,
But I was never here.
You know everybody always leave me and they come back? Never. They never do that.
he was like, you'll be back. You'll be back. Don't worry about it. He was like, you know what? You're going to remember this, Imani. You're going to remember this. And I told him, I said, am I? Am I going to remember this or are you going to remember this? He was like, oh, yeah, we'll see because I'll be out next month.
Oh, Imani, don't worry, I'm getting out tomorrow.
Yeah,
They already
yeah,
signed the paperwork. I'm getting out, Money. Don't you understand? This is not real. This is a game. This is a
yes,
simulation. Your head is plugged into a wall outlet right now. Money,
right,
this is not real. I'm not real. I'm a voice.
right,
I'm a binary code. I'm ones and zeros. Don't you understand it? But hey, listen. Please make sure I get some money on my books though.
right.
Because I'm
And
having
that's
a
what he
real
told.
hard time with this fake food and this not real phone. Can y'all put
I'm
Right,
some
but I'll
not
be
real
out
money so
tomorrow.
I
So
can
put
use this not
75 on
real
my
phone?
commentary.
Hey, can y'all put some fake money on my books, please? So that I
I'm
can use
telling
it to
you.
get some fake
Need some of
food.
them Babylon bucks.
Then what's so crazy is one of the CEOs, mind you, one of the CEOs that's in I don't want to call it a department, but in his cell block, mind you, I went to high school with her. And I had asked her, I'm like, yo, like, can he have visits or what? Like, what's the thing with the visitations? She told me, she was just like, listen, they real biased. She was like, yeah, they say it's no visitations because of COVID protocols, but we've been past that. They was like, she was like, they real biased with who it is that they allow to have visits and who they don't. So I had asked her, I'm like, can he have visits? She was like, it depends on the person, it depends on the situation. And so it was so crazy because her and I were literally, I don't want to say making a plan because that sounds so like, I don't know. I don't know how that sounds, but her and I were working together to make it to where, you get what I'm saying, he could have at least a visit from one person, not all four, but at least one person. And when he did what he did,
And I am so happy that that did not happen. I am happy that they fell out before she could make those arrangements.
all four, but at least one person. And when he did what he did and how he did it, and he was on some like, Imani, guess what? We not paying you the $800 since we gotta leave, we gotta move, we gotta do this. We not doing that. Like, I'm not doing any of that. What he fails to realize is you think that y'all was cutting me off, but you didn't realize that you was actually cutting off the plug. Like, you don't, and I don't say that to big myself up, but bitch, you really just ran off on the plug. Like, at the end of the day, there were certain things that could have been pulled for you and that could have been moved for you. Like, for example, my attorney, you get what I'm saying? Like, that could have been and he just fucked it up. He's always fucking shit up. You get what I'm saying? And I just couldn't put myself on the line to make certain things happen for him to literally spit in my face. So I knew what it is and how I had to fucking move this shit. I really tried to help in different ways, but he didn't see that. All he saw was what he wanted to control instead of seeing the bigger fucking picture.
But then, what's the bigger picture? Because why would you want? Why would he want? Why would anybody want him to have visitation? Like, you know what I
Ex-
mean? Like, what's the bigger picture there?
exactly. Exactly.
But
Exactly. During that time, I'm thinking that I'm helping. You get what I'm saying? Mind you. You
Oh, you
know?
was in that mindset. So you was
Right.
under yeah, yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, you
I
thinking
was
like, okay, I'm helping out. I'm a part of the team. I'm part of the family. I'm just
exactly.
like you was a fringe member,
Right.
basically.
Pretty much.
Basically. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I ain't gonna bow to your feet, but you might be right about some stuff.
Pretty much.
That's exactly what it was.
A
I
lot of
love
people was
you.
like that.
I love you, but guess what? I'ma love you as far as this motherfucking stick go, and the stick is very long. So I'ma
Damn,
poke you. I'ma poke you from right here with the stick. Okay.
Imani
that's
is the
funny.
person who will forever be known as the lady that harbored the carbonation remaining female members for about 6 months.
Oh dang.
Yeah, that's Amani. Amani housed the carbonation female members for about 6 months straight.
Look at her. She talk about something she got left behind.
She got left behind. You
Who said
did.
that?
You did.
Who
You
said that?
got left behind,
She got
Jasmine. She
left
hit it.
behind. Bruh,
Yeah,
that's some shit he would say. He
yeah. I
literally
know.
said that.
He literally
I
was
know
saying
he said that.
that.
He
He told
probably
you that.
said that to them. Like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, don't worry about her, yo. She got left behind. She could have. She was almost in the kingdom. You see how close. You can see how close people get, and they just can't keep the frequency
You
because
see,
it's not in
see,
them. They DNA is locked.
Amani DNA locked. It locked.
DNA is
Her
locked.
DNA locked, y'all. She can only understand the knowledge, but this far, y'all understand the knowledge all the way. Okay?
Right here, he go gaslight. You see y'all,
Yeah.
or no, not gaslight. What they call it? But he was. Oh, y'all so intelligent. Y'all the most
I'm
intelligent people
telling
on
you.
the planet.
You see how
Cause
Amani
y'all
live?
found me. What?
Amani don't
What
get
kind of
it.
compliment?
Amani don't get it. Look how she living, y'all.
Right.
Y'all are there to show her how to live. She think
Right.
she letting us stay there, but the universe is giving her opportunity for us to stay there. And so we ain't gotta pay her as soon as we don't want to no more.
Right.
Of course that's what
As soon as
as soon as this don't start working out for us, we can just leave. But as soon as somebody turn their back on us, we label them what, y'all? Traitor. Very good, ladies. But we can turn
they in the
our backs.
abyss.
We
According
can
to them, we in the abyss.
right. We can turn our back on people whenever we want to, whenever
Oh, I'm
we get
definitely in the
ready for
abyss.
any
I'm in
reason.
the abyss.
Oh, I'm
Oh, you
definitely in
definitely in
the
the abyss. We crowded in the abyss. I'm telling you, it's crowded in the abyss.
Yo, Aaron, aka True, almost took me out when he said it's crowded in the abyss. It sure is. Velvet's there, Solar, aka Courtney, Musa, aka Dalen. Who else, y'all? Pure, aka Justin. All of the ex members who've left. Janae is definitely in the abyss, y'all. Who else is in the abyss, y'all? Put it in the comments. Let me know.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's crowded in the abyss.
It's crowded. A lot of us is in the abyss. Apparently.
The abyss is deep. It's packed.
I felt like when I left, when I realized everything was like not what I thought it was, I was like, damn, everything was low key reversed. Like that shit was the abyss. Like that was the darkness. Like that
Super
was the
reverse.
That's the crazy
abyss,
part
the
about it,
abyss
right?
of darkness. Like
Pastor Troy tried to tell me, he was like, what if everything you thought was really bad was really good, and everything you thought was really
stop
good was
playing.
really bad, and vice versa? If I was in vice versa and didn't know it,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah. That's how I felt. I feel like, yeah, like I thought this was like heaven, but it was really hell. Basically.
What if heaven was hell in combination? Would you
Yeah.
tell, would you tell I, what if heaven was hell in combination? Would
I'm
you
That felt
trying to
tell
like
I
hell
tell
go
to
to
you.
me.
if I told you go to hell, would you tell I curse you? I reimburse you with the truth so you know my faith.
They
Dang,
talking
Oh, that's some
about
Pastor Troy
life isn't.
shit.
Pastor Troy, man, tried to tell me, what if heaven was hell?
Oh, see, that's some down south stuff I don't know nothing about.
Yeah, you know, Aaron Country, honey. He is
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, that's a very well
Oh, nigga,
known
I'm
down
from
south
Seattle,
thing.
okay?
Nah, I wouldn't expect y'all to know about that. Dang, carbonation was literally vice versa.
They say
It literally
life is a
was.
dream. Nigga, y'all live in a nightmare. That ain't no dream. That's a nightmare. I feel like I woke up from a nightmare. Like,
Uh,
damn, what the fuck was that?
what was that? Like, oh my god,
Crazy shit. Like when you just think of all the little sinister stuff going on, like the chanting and all that. Like, what the fuck was that? Like,
the chanting. Looking
what
back,
was
that
that? Remember he had us like on the steps. We was
Ashe,
chanting.
I
Osha,
can't
Right.
handle it. Oh
No,
my
Allah.
don't
god,
do it.
they got you.
Yo, who remembers when they were doing that? Do y'all remember? If you don't, here's a clip. If y'all listen closely, y'all will hear that not only the women are chanting this Ashe Oshala, the men are also doing it. told y'all, but that went on for about 45 minutes to an hour. Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, had all these people chanting and carrying on live for 45 minutes to an hour. It was just foolishness.
I
We
can't
are
handle it. Oh
no,
my
don't
God,
do
they
it.
got you.
Triggering. That is
Oh my
triggering. That
God,
is so
you
triggering.
actually
Oh my
did it.
God.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
no,
that's
that's
actually triggering. I
scary.
have not heard that song
We might as
in
well
a
be the
long
children of the
time.
corn.
Ashe,
No,
Osha,
Oh
no.
God, bro.
Allah.
And they really think that junk is moving the universe, bro.
First of all, that's some made up words that I guess somebody was like, "Oh, that sound good."
I'm
Whatever.
telling you.
Stop playing with me. Oh, it means allow the universe to
No,
shut
no, you made it
up.
up.
You know,
Hey,
some
y'all
words and put them
definitely,
together.
I know y'all ain't praying 5 times a day. What Muslim branch y'all is? Y'all done made y'all own Muslim branch? Y'all ain't praying no 5 times a day. And y'all ain't doing Ramadan.
Remember that video we made talking about it was like carbonation is now implementing prayer. And then we had put out that video and
All that
we
weak,
had some of the women like act like we was acting. That was all propaganda. We didn't actually do none of that stuff. We didn't even pray. None of that stuff actually happened. We was just putting out video like we're look at y'all. This is what carbonation is doing. We're not. We're not doing
And
that.
that's what and that's what people fail to realize when he first came out, when he first went to PC, protective custody, when he first went to protective custody and he started getting in with the Muslims and claiming himself to be Muslim. And remember they had got online and they did a couple of interviews, well, not interviews, but just videos stating that they were Muslim. The crazy thing about it is during that time they were at my house and they were not praying or living Muslim at all whatsoever. So for me, that's what also opened my eyes to a lot of the different things about the cult that wasn't necessarily really real. Because, for me, it was just like, okay, well, y'all make it seem like y'all wash y'all clothes in the tub, but I'm here with y'all when y'all wash y'all clothes in the washing machine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it look
it
like
was
they do
like,
it by
okay,
hand, though. You would think they do it by hand.
right. So I'm
You
like,
want the
okay,
videos where everybody washing their clothes like
With them little,
exactly. So, and you remember that video, Kendra, because they had went in my backyard and they had put all the clothes in a tub, and I thought it was so funny because I'm like, okay, but we just put the other clothes in the dryer. Like, what are we doing? So it was so funny
They was
because
like, we use vinegar. We use vinegar.
oh,
then
we eat GMO. We don't eat GMO all the time.
oh my gosh. Then it was like, okay, well, I'm thinking everybody finna, we about to start a little garden in the backyard because
Stop
the
playing.
backyard is big as hell. So I'm thinking, okay, we finna grow our own food. No, we still going to the grocery store. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just like,
Bro,
that's what I'm saying. That's why it's like you get to the point to where, once again, it's a state of confusion because I'm like, hmm.
not a seedling came
Are
from
y'all
carbonation.
living the
Not a
way that y'all
seedling.
make it seem like y'all living, or are y'all
No,
not? And
no.
that's what made me realize the truth of it all. And that's what I'm saying, like when it came to just certain things, that's why I would come at them the way that I would come at them. And I'd be like, for example, like you can't make it seem like y'all grow your own food, y'all wash your own clothes, y'all do this, y'all do that, and I see y'all doing this. So when I say something that goes against the grain or goes against the system that y'all using, there's no reason for you to look at me like I'm crazy. Like, I'm like, okay, well, since you put the clothes in the washer, we're about
Right,
to
it's hypocritical. Yeah,
we're about to do this or we're about to do that. Like,
yeah.
it's like you can't
They're
sit
eating
up there.
honey buns, but they're mad that you come home with a Domino's pizza. Like,
Exactly,
you know what I
it's
mean?
Right.
like
Like, come on.
And
several
because
contradictions.
Poppy is eating honey buns, so he's doing wrong, so we should do wrong. Like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, where was the that's how you know you in a cult when you don't think for yourself no more. Cause you wouldn't be eating honey buns if it, you know what I'm saying, if you wasn't around him.
He
You
had
wouldn't,
them
cause you're like,
using the
nah, that's not
tap
good for me.
water.
I'm not gonna eat that.
He had
Huh?
he had them using the tap water for
Yeah,
food.
see what's what I'm saying. But remember, we got in trouble for using the tap water. Like, we got
Oh my
reprimanded
gosh.
hard.
Me too. It was this one time that I was washing like I think I had washed out a pan or no. It wasn't I washed out a pan. I was
Probably
making
boiled some noodles.
chickpeas. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
was I was making chickpeas and it started burning at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Like
poured some tap water in it
so
real quick.
I hurried up and I tried to pour the water in it. When I tell you they looked at me like I was a pure
You
devil. They
contaminated.
were like,
You
"Did you
contaminated the
really?"
water.
They were like, "Did you really just put that in there?" And I was like, "I'm sorry." They were like, "Imani, we don't do that." Girl threw out the whole thing of
Throughout the whole
chickpeas and
time.
started another one.
Look, but check this out. Check this out, though, Imani. But go take showers.
No, not a shower, babe. Go take a bubble bath and sit in there for 20 minutes. Shut up. Y'all crazy.
Right. I'm
Crazy.
okay, but it's the same thing. Literally, you're in the same chlorine water. I don't understand,
Right.
what it is that we're doing here. But listen, if this makes you all feel better, have at it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there was a
If
lot of
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of times where I paid the situation and I'm like, it's not even worth us having a debate over right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there were certain things I'd be like, no, like, you don't have to do that or stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
because mind you, I'm looking at them like, at this point, the fact that we wake up and go to sleep to each other every night, you're my sister, okay? Because ain't nobody else doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
ain't no random people coming to my house doing that. So it was ways I handled them because I have siblings and I'm the oldest. You know, I have a younger brother who's 25, excuse me, who's 27, and I have a younger sister who's 25. So, mind you, I was talking to them like siblings. You know what I mean? So it would be like, gee, like,
I'll be back.
you know for a fact that this isn't something, you get what I'm saying, that you necessarily have to do. I understand that you like to put this in the water and you like to put vinegar here and you do that, but here's another way that you can do it. Like, you don't have to do it this way. You know what I mean? And it was like they understood that and they were picking those things up, but what they would do is they would hurry up and put them down when any of the other ones were around. For example, if I show Aya how to be able to, who knows, you get what I'm saying, wash this within the matter of, I don't know, 20 seconds for it to do this or whatever. I'm just giving a crazy example. It's like we would be together and they would be doing that. It'd be like, oh yeah, this is the easier way. We gonna do this. Oh yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But when the other one would come around, it's like, nope, nope, can't do this. Nope, I gotta go back to the regular way.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
confusing for me.
It's designed like that. Like cults are designed to, keep everybody is accountable for everyone. If somebody sees something that goes against the beliefs, it's reported so that way, people don't feel safe to just kind of be themselves. It's like you always have to be conform and comply with what's going on. So it's designed like that. And that's what also turned a lot of people against each other. It allowed for a lot of trauma and abuse to happen because nobody spoke up and said, hey, no, don't put your hands on her. Like, that's not right. No, it's just like, oh, well, this is what's supposed to go on. And I'm not gonna, because nobody else is speaking up, I'm not speaking up. I mean, you would think that's amazing, right? Like, how could there be a crowd of people and they just watch somebody get beat up? But it's like, if not one person says nothing, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of like waiting for that one person to step up, and
Absolutely.
it just never happens because everybody is under that same pressure of like wanting to be accepted, wanting to not be ostracized, wanting to not be the odd man out. And if you are the odd man out, it's kind of scary because you don't feel safe,
Right.
so you gotta like sneak out in the middle of the night or because you can't. What do you don't feel safe to be the one that's not in agreement. because you see what happens when people don't agree. You see it. Like you said, you came home, uh, someone was in the corner. You know what I mean? Like you see what happens when people don't listen to what everybody else is doing and what's supposed to be going on. They get reprimanded, and you would say, well, why would that person sit there and be reprimanded? They're a grown person. But some in these situations, it could be spun, and the person could just believe that it's what they deserve. This was righteous. They need to be taught a lesson. They need to be corrected, and this is the only way. So it's a
Do you
lot.
think now and this is a question for you, Kendra, honestly, because you were with the women. Do you
Yeah.
think like it was kind of, I don't want to say odd. I think odd is the wrong word that I'm trying to use, but the fact that I got close to Aya and Ephru. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't think that's odd at all. Because when it comes to personality wise, Aya and Ephru are more open than the other two. Just personality wise, like just who they are. Like I think Aya and Ephru are more outgoing people, more social people. Um, than the other two. The other two kind of, and the other two are
Absolutely.
younger. They kind of have a chip on their shoulder too, and they're just like, I don't trust nobody, which is fine. You don't have to, but um, that's normal. You know, that's normal.
Mm,
You have to gain their trust to actually be close to some of them. Like I don't think I ever really got close to Malia.
mm,
Um, you know what I mean? Like it just
interesting.
happened. Yeah, yeah. Like
Do you
she
feel
doesn't.
like do you feel like there, and to hear you say that honestly makes me feel like the other women feel like that as well. Like, let's be honest, you know what I mean? Because i I don't want to say I monitored her or I watched her, but I just kind of saw, the thing that kind of threw me off is how she would kind of lean on you all during the times of turmoil, right? Or
Oh,
during the times of her being abused or being, wanting to leave, or like she would
oh.
lean on you all during those times, but when it came back to normal time, she went straight back into her position, like y'all are beneath me. and that
I don't
and
think
that's
she would
something
lean on us.
you
I don't think she
she
would lean on us.
oh, she didn't.
I don't think
Mm.
so. Like, I mean, that stuff was traumatizing that she went through. I don't think she would lean on us. I think she was trying to just like wrap her mind around it all. I don't know though. She'd have to come out and say
Mm.
what she was thinking and stuff. But I don't think she would lean on us at all because we didn't do nothing to help her. In fact, we were on his side and a threat to her at the same time. I don't think she would really, I mean, she would only. There was a time where it's like she cried to us after one time she was badly abused, but it was
Right.
only because he allowed it. He allowed us to be there in the room with her,
Mm.
and he monitored it. Like he kept her in a whole, like separated from everyone else. A lot of times, he kept her in a room separate. He wouldn't bring her online. Like he always kept her separate
Yeah, he did
for
that at my
days on
house.
end. Yeah, for days on end, he would do that, and that's because I mean I don't know why exactly, but my idea is like she doesn't have nothing to latch onto. She can't make relationships. She can't have bonds. She couldn't talk to you. She couldn't because he probably knows she's vulnerable to she's wanted to leave for so long, so she's vulnerable to leaving. And he doesn't want that. He knows that she's been so very close to leaving so many times. I think he just likes that power that he has over her. So he keeps her separate so that she can not see no
That
options or whatever. I don't know.
that was going to be my next question. My next question is was going to be, why do you think that he's specifically that way with Malia and not anybody else?
I don't know. You could speculate, say anything, but I don't know for sure why. I
Why do you
don't.
think, Aaron?
I feel like he do it because he can. I just feel like he like having this control over Tanisha because she's the one that seems to be able to give it to him, not in a way of, she's not a victim here, but I'm saying it in a sense of, I feel like Tanisha's self worth is the lowest capable of putting up with the treatment that she's been getting thus far. I think that he's aware, even with the guys' relationship was different. It's almost like he knows how far he can go with certain people. And so I just feel like Malia is the perfect candidate to be given this position of authority and this position of degradation at the same time. Like, being what people don't, I don't know if everybody understands it, but the funny thing about the chiefess position is that you get the best treatment and the worst treatment at the same time. So it's like, in a sick way, their abuse is being justified by their presentation. So it's like she can't even get a full grasp on what's happening to her because it's mixed in with this false sense of better treatment. Oh, look at you. You have these servants, and look at you. You're the face of carbonation, and look at you. Don't you get the best clothes? I remember in the midst of him having another woman slap her, and in the midst of her being degraded online, she's told about the clothes she get. Like, who cares? Like, that's how I know something's wrong with the cult leader, because he will justify the abuse verbally. In like right there, he'll justify the abuse. Like, don't you get the most attention out of everybody, and don't you get the most food, and don't you
Aaron, aka True Ain't Never Lie, and Lee Hill Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, would do that regularly. He not only did that to Malia, aka Tanisha Dulay, he did the same thing to Velvet.
the most attention out of everybody, and don't you get the most food, and don't you get the best clothes? But it's like he's subtly telling you that I get to treat you any kind of way because look at this other polarizing good treatment on the other side that balances it all out, which is a game in itself. But I just don't think that, even though there's been a lot of women that came through carbonation, I think you have to have a specific level of esteem low enough to continue the treatment that you have to continue to be chiefess while simultaneously believing that you are in fact ahead of something in the first place.
It's crazy that you said that because she definitely has that mindset because, mind you, um, like I told you, I gave them a lot of clothes, right? And so I based the clothes off of, who I thought could fit this and who I thought couldn't fit that, right? So I had all kinds of dresses, all kinds of beautiful pieces that I just can't fit no more, and I've had them for years. And I had gave Zoka, I gave Malia a lot of stuff, but I gave Zoka like a couple of dresses that I felt like was her shape size and whatever, right? And I was in the room and it just tripped me out because when it was the things that I gave Zoka, they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so pretty, that's so pretty," and Malia was like, "Mm-mm." She was like, "Give it to me now." And like did her hand and shook her head in a way to where like, nah, you're not wearing that, that's for me. And I literally had to watch Zoka like fold the clothes and hand them over to her, and it kind of threw me off because I'm like, no, this was for you, this was for you, this was for you, and this was for you. Like, I did it in a way to where, and she was like, nah, I'm wearing all of that, give me all of that. and left and gave them, you get what I'm saying, maybe like 3 or 4 things out of the, you get what I'm saying, 10 things that I gave them each. And that kind of offended me in a way, because in that moment I really did want to say like, no, Malia, don't do that. I gave that to Zoka. Like, let's not do that. But once again, I felt like I was in the position of, okay, that's gonna fuck with the trust, and that's gonna fuck with this, and that's gonna fuck with that. So let me not say nothing. The fact that I'm very open the way that I am, and I do speak my mind. You get what I'm saying? That I trust.
You froze, money. Somebody probably called you.
All right, y'all. So I am back with another great read. This is the Goddess Affirmation book, authored by Janae. Some of you may know her as Nateri. She is an ex-carbonation member, and she has authored this amazing book. The book is available on Amazon.com. Just search for the Goddess Affirmation book, authored by Janae Newell.
Hey Aaron, hey Kendra.
What's going on, son?
Peace to y'all.
Hey.
I wanted to ask, do you think that the no contact that they're having now is hurting or helping, like the disconnection? Like, or right now?
Man, I done got word on the street that he is able to contact them. So I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know what the real update is on that.
So
But
the wellness check calls that they were, you think that was all kept
I
for real?
can't believe nothing these folk doing, man. Not to speak, like not to make them out to be bad characters, but I understand the mindset that they're in, and it's not logic based and it's not reason based. This dude could literally tell them, "Hey, we wearing all red tomorrow for the blood moon and Mars," and that's what they'll be doing tomorrow. So,
Okay.
um, me personally, I feel like this communication and isolation and distance from the cult leader physically and psychologically is always a good thing for them. They need to
Mhm.
be able to fill in the gaps in their life with their own capabilities and then honestly see how that compares to the information the cult leader has given you and if his absence is in fact tied to your ability to have a good life. So I say, yeah, if they're actually unable to communicate with him, it's always a good thing.
Okay. And I wanted to ask Lester because I know when mine was up here, y'all touched on like the chanting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think back to when he had, it was like for a week, he had y'all doing some wild shit. And that was like the worship, the public worship of him when he had you listening to traditional gospel music, but praising him with your hands up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Was like, did he just come out of the blue with with that idea? Like,
Came out the blue one day.
he was just like he just put it on the Martin Sapp on and y'all like and y'all I know
Well,
y'all trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
he had to play that song a couple times before that.
He did.
But yeah, I remember him playing it a couple times before that moment. But he used that moment because something was going on with Tanisha, and she started like praise dancing to that song in that moment. That it was like in that specific moment, and then that's when he's turned it into like, oh wow, y'all, this song is about me. Like y'all should be
Wow.
It was so.
for me.
I don't-
But a lot of the guys wasn't with it. Remember that?
Yeah, no,
A lot of the guys was like, no,
no,
I wasn't feeling it. It was you. It was you,
Yeah,
and it was
Karen said nah.
someone else.
I don't. I honestly don't. I don't remember
Okay, yeah, it was you and somebody
details.
else that was like, nah, I wasn't with that. Like, cause he was asking some of y'all like. why wasn't y'all had your hands up? Why didn't y'all do this and that? And some of y'all was like, I wasn't feeling that. Like,
I
Like,
remember during that moment when he put the camera on Zoka and she was in tears and her lip was trembling, and it was at that very moment when I was like, damn, like her mind going for real. Like it was because she was in such a deep trance and worship with him, and at that moment, that was scary to me.
man, it's a combination of trying to figure out were we high, sleepy,
Right. It was
hungry?
so much.
What was
Yeah.
it? Like it was so many things going on that headspace we had got into in
Mm.
Atlanta was the byproduct of something, bro.
Mm.
It had to be the byproduct of something because the level of obvious ridiculousness we had got to was so obvious that it was almost unbelievable that it was
It
going.
was. It was. I couldn't believe it.
Yo, it was so obvious that it was almost unbelievably obvious. Like you mean to tell me this is what carbonation is now?
Yes. Like it did not.
Really?
It was the furthest thing from like it was just like how did we get here? Like how when did it turn to just our just worship? Yes, the my lip trembling like her lip was I was just like what? Like when did it turn from we in the grocery store teaching you how to eat organically and we're trying to get away and go to Babylon and get out of Babylon and do these but then it turned back to now we're in Babylon and just outwardly worshiping a human man that is just like you and I that has these abilities that he has not proven, displayed, or even showed that he had the capacity to even accomplish the things that he set out to do from the get go. And it's like we just now we're here.
Now we're here.
well, something that reminded me of, I'm going to share a little short story. So when I was a kid, well, first of all, my background is I grew up in church. I went to church like 3 times a week. So, and it was it was a Baptist church. And so a lot of my family are Christians. So I grew up watching at a very young age, like about 4 or 5 years old, like watching people in church, especially like my mom and my aunts and stuff. So me and my cousin did this video like on a camcorder when we was like 4 or 5 years old, actually mimicking what our mothers were doing in church. And we just thought like we was praising, and like worshiping or whatever. And a lot of people might think, well, yeah, you was praising and worshiping,
Your
but
parents, you was playing. You was playing with God. You supposed
we
to do
was we was well, some people will probably be like, yeah, you playing with God, but at the same time, from my understanding, just like when I look back, I was just mimicking my mom.
it.
I was just mimicking my parents. And so I think a lot of us had, I'm not gonna say a lot of us, but I think some of us had certain backgrounds where we were uh in church or believed in God.
I ain't even finna hold y'all. I can definitely see how someone with a religious background would be open to the suggestion of the return of a Messiah. But I don't understand how they figured that Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, was it.
Had certain backgrounds where we were uh in church or believed in God or Jesus or, praise and worshiping
Mm-hmm.
someone. And I know a lot of people were like, but Jesus isn't a man or God isn't a man. But for us in that moment, it kind of felt like it made sense to me in that moment because I'm like, if I could worship and praise somebody that I can't see, why can't I worship and praise somebody that I can? But also, of course, the programming and the control, with my beliefs and stuff at that time, I had put him on a pedestal, on a high pedestal, thinking he was the return of the Christ and stuff like that. So yeah, like what the emotions that you seen, I think were real emotions it, to a certain extent because maybe some of us did feel like indebted to him, did feel like he did something for our lives, um, like changed our lives or helped us deal with something, but really it was an illusion because he was doing it all for his own personal gain. It wasn't like he was really interested in us being better individuals or being more spiritually in tune or anything.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think like one person who just like believed in him, like I believed in him, like, oh, he's done these remarkable things in my life. You know, why can't I worship and praise this person? But at the same time, that is just so many emotions involved in moments like that where it might not even been fully that she was crying about, or it could have been the hurt and pain that she also was feeling. It could have been anything
God, it
that
could have
was
been so
also
many
wrapped up into that moment. Yeah, like you got to think like when all those emotions are stirring and you're hearing that song, that's a very emotional song, and you're just
things.
like, you're seeing somebody dancing to that song and you're feeling all the emotions in the room and everybody's crying. Now you crying and you don't even know why everything is coming out. And you can put a tag on it and say you're crying because of this or because of that, but it's like, it's just emotions in there being expressed. And that's what I look at that moment because some people were just like, they didn't have nothing to express. They was like, I don't really feel like doing all that. But some people, like myself, were on the floor, like in tears. But I don't think it was just because we saw him as this figure. I think it was also other things too could have been feeling at the time.
And like, were y'all up for days at a time during that in Atlanta at times?
I mean, we would be running off of like very little sleep.
Because it was one day, and I don't want to keep talking about it, and I'm hop down, where it was a girl. She was probably there for like a day and a half. Y'all were like at attention downstairs, and it was like she kind of lost balance. And he was like, "You okay?" And then she shook her head, no, and like went up the stairs. And like she went up the stairs like the girl from Family Matters. She just didn't come back down. You just didn't see her no more.
Hmm. I don't know who that is.
Y'all
You
remember?
might
Y'all
be
don't, I
talking about that one girl that came that was supposed to be doing tattoos.
Yeah, she had on black and she had
Oh,
like a black scarf on her head.
um,
I forgot what her name
I think
was.
her name started with a K or something. No, I remember who you're talking about
And
now.
then he was like, "See, everybody can't get into the kingdom, like, because
But that was
like
another
it,
part of the game too, was to make
Yeah,
us feel like we had been conditioned to be these outstanding athletes because of what we can endure. Look at y'all. Y'all don't need that much sleep. Look at y'all. Y'all don't
yeah,
need that much food. Or look at y'all. Y'all can stand on one knee and
hmm
for hours, and this person can barely do it. So our treatment was being resold to us as some type of maybe Shaolin training or some type of military training
yeah.
that makes you into a better person, but it was all bull crap.
And that's crazy because it really would feel good in the moment to be like, dang, I can do these things that other people can't do.
yeah,
Yeah.
someone came here and she lasted a day.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah,
it wasn't her. Necklejack was in Puerto Rico
Yeah,
and
that was
did that
the
joke.
girl
no,
that
it
did the
wasn't. Yeah, it
locks. But
wasn't
the
her.
person you're talking about, I believe
She
it
was
was
only there for a day.
yeah.
Yes.
I can't think of her name for nothing, but
And baby was
Me either.
gone. I said, "Well,
She was
damn."
supposed to give tattoos, like you said. Yeah,
yeah. She has supposed
Okay.
to be doing tattoos. Yeah.
but
Okay.
he just wanted something out of her, and then I think he did that to play on our minds and hers at the same time because if you're trying to join something like that and you think that all these other people are in better shape than you or more intelligent than you or whatever, it makes you think like maybe something is wrong with you. And it's a good thing that she didn't have that self doubt, and think that maybe it was her and like, you know, she needed to be more like us or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
But
she
that
literally
could
shook
happen
her
too.
head no. I said, no, I can't. Like, she
Right.
she didn't try. She didn't try to put up a front about it. She pretty much said, no, I can't do this. I'm tired. And she went and look, she went home. She made the best choice for herself. So she didn't get that deep in where she was at or trying to feel like she had to prove something.
Oh, you know who that was, babe? That was Monica.
Monica.
Yeah, I was trying to think
I
if her
can't think
name
her
was
name for
that.
nothing.
And she was trying, yeah, she had been, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I was curious about. But I hope y'all have a good night. And
And I
thank you for
appreciate
answering.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just me and you.
I'm telling you. That's it.
Mm. You tired?
Not really, but I mean,
Okay. Yeah, you don't look tired anymore now you was all up.
no, I ain't tired, man. I just feel like I didn't start my week off how I wanted to start it off, and it's like almost playing like
Okay.
catch up with it. But appreciate that.
Yeah. Nah, I get it. I got some stuff I need to check off too, but like, gotta pace yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I am not mad at it.
Like, I didn't mean to fall asleep on my course work stuff, so now I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow and actually do it, but it'll be a different situation tomorrow too, so.
No, I'm getting to it. I already got my alarm and everything set. I'm getting up how I'm supposed to get up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll be up at the crack of dawn.
I'm about to end this.
Okay, babe.
I'm about to end this and then I'm gonna call.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Guys, I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To all of my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.